Hola. What's up? Alright. Time is it? 7:48. Okay. So, we're going to get some sword strikes in today. Like usual. A little earlier than normal. What's up there, everybody? Alright. So, that is 60 hits. Oh, geez, look, everything's like all red today. Color coordinated. So this is day 19. Oh, I gotta flip the camera around. We'll do that in a minute. 65,000 hits. It's day 19. Working on 1,000,000. So yeah, what's up there? If you're still there, John, Tyler, Kelly, Dennis, Tyler again. What up? I'm trying to tone down the force of my left-handed punches because I tell you what, after 19 days, yesterday it was kind of bugging me a little bit. My left hand, you know, but we're already on like 65,000 hits on the dummy. So yeah, I mean that's a good thing. But at the same time, to make it to 1,000,000, trying to make sure that this left hand survives, right? And the whole reason is, I just need something to do, man. I fight in armor, right? And basically what it is, it's like, there's all different kind of formats. I do the MMA in armor, and I do the, like, duels in armor. Sometimes the 5-on-5s, 3-on-3s. But, as y'all can see, 65,000. I generally, if you're new here, keep track of it in sets of 100. Sometimes we do more. We've had a couple times in here where we did like sets of 500, which was nuts. And thanks for the likes, thanks for the reacts. Whoa, who that? Ricky, what's up? Oh, Alpha Omega, thanks. Yeah, I try to be pretty interactive. If anyone wants to chat, ask me, what the heck am I watching today? Stuff like that. I like to try and at least be interactive. There's so many streams on here where people don't do anything and just sit there and don't talk. Doyle, thank you. What's up? Richard, Jerry, ZB, Matt. How's it going this morning? It's probably really early for some people. So, yeah. Basically, you know, I'm an armored fighter. I'm working on a losing record for the MMA, but for all the duels and stuff, I'm actually like ranked second in the USA in the sword and buckler category. It's a tie. Okay, it's a tie. So technically, I'm like second or third. But there's this big tournament, and one of the people that if he would have got a medal would have like definitely moved ahead of me in points, but he didn't. He didn't even place. So I'm still tied. If you ever see me holding this sword up, it's so I can read. I need like a background in the back. What's up there, Elijah, Kimberly, Doug? What's up, L? What's up, Vibes? With the Y. In this sport, you can grab people by the head. You can punch. You can knee. You can elbow. You can hit with a sword. You can hit with your shield. You just can't. That's the thing with the sport I do. You can't poke. So it might not be the most historically accurate sword sport, but as far as the reason I like it is because it's for a time limit. All of those the sword sports like fencing and things, it's to the first hit, right? So if I hit somebody, oh, biz, thank you. Thanks everybody who hit that button. Thanks for liking the like. It is, there's a lightning bug, a firefly flying around right now. It is that early in the morning over here. We're gonna start before 8 a.m. Oh my. But you know what? The last couple days out here when I've been out in the daytime was crazy because I was like just fighting in like my underwear out here and no shirt. It was that hot. But as I was saying, a lot of those sword sports where you know, like fencing and things where it's just the first hit, it's fun, but then it's over. So that's why I like to do this armored combat stuff, because it's to a time limit. I'm becoming a sword swinging machine. You know what I mean? I could do this all day now. I can already kind of do it all day. I'm gonna call that 50. Sometimes when I'm talking to chat, I kind of lose track. But in my head, a good estimate. And a couple at the end just to make sure. Yo, so Jerome, is that, yeah, yo, I used to train full kit every 4th day. Actually, I used to stream it on my YouTube every 4th day. I would be in full kit. And what I do is generally mainly longsword and kit. Sean, thanks for hitting that button. And I was training full kit, just basically longsword only, and I was doing a 75 seconds on, 30-second break, 75 seconds hitting the dummy, 30-second break, and I tried to do 30 sets or whatever to 40. So I was actually already doing like 3,000 to 4,000 strikes in armor. However, since I've been doing this, I've actually been in armor, I think 3 times in 3 weeks. So the average of me wearing armor has gone down. My dueling armor, though, just said it's only 29 pounds. This titanium, which is great. But I tell you what, the last time I threw the armor on the other day, when we hit the 50,000th strike, I had armor on, and man, I was surprised how. I need to do it more, Jerome. I need to keep up with the armor on. A lot of times I just wear the top half, at least to my arms. You know, and when you wear armor, everybody, like all this stuff out here is pretty much the same. But when you're doing all these like moves like this, like when you have armor on, like your gauntlets and your arm armor make a big difference on the movements you can do. So sometimes it's nice just to fight and to practice in armor, so you remember like, oh, I can't really just do this swing around like that so easy, or things like that. Although in my armor you can. Most things I can do in clothes, I can do in my armor like it's nothing. We're gonna work on our 3rd set. I do have the longsword out here. We'll get to some longsword in a little bit. we should do some left-handed here. Yo, Jerome, thank you, Jerome, for sending the rose. Like, I think this is in the description. Any proceeds, the last episode, we're gonna hit the dummy with sharp swords. It's a while down the road, but hopefully, like, in this year, we'll get enough to that point. Yo, Wise Funds. What's up? Everybody who's tuned in. We're going to do a shout out for who's tuned in here after this set. And if you do wish to see what this stuff is, you can search a term like Armored MMA, the hashtag, or you can look up the term like Armored Combat, or Buhurt, B-U-H-U-R-T. If I can get 2,800 hits, well, that gives me a day off. Either a day off or a day closer to a mill. Whoa! Man, the posse is pretty deep. Jerome, Alpha Omega, thanks. Still here with the getting the gifter badges today. Tina, Star, Batty, Darren. All right, let's see how good I can read Cyrillic. Alexi Kozvanenko. Hopefully I said that right. Matt Jackson, Bob F. Austin, Sandra, Tamerlador, Mr. Fantastic, Trixie, Glass, and Glazing, Drew, and user 781399. I like to read them off, but, you know, a lot of people just tune in. They don't chat, but read off the who's all here up in the posse. Give people a shout out for just being here, putting in a little watch time, because that's cool. I mean, if anybody just even tunes in for any of this, it's crazy to me. I'm just out here hitting this dummy. If you just tune in, you can search the term Armored MMA, and you'll see it's like fighting in a cage in armor. I love it. I'm trying to become the first one that actually like documents 1,000,000 hits. Thanks for those likes. I see you over there. The first one to document 1,000,000 hits. And all y'all are my witnesses. And all my highlight videos I upload are my proof. So when they come back and say, did that guy really hit it 1,000,000 times? You might just remember that one day you were here. And I just got off night shift, everybody, so it's like, it's a little slow start here. I've been up since yesterday, like at 11. I've been up for almost 24 hours. And what happened was, I just logged into the TikTok thing. Yo, someone else, JL2345D, thanks for hitting that button. TikTok's like, man, it's kind of like, I log in, they're like, oh, like, you're almost a C5. Like, all right, cool. I'm thinking, okay, like, that's fine. I was going to take the day off, but one of my buddies who live streams for gaming on here, right? Yeah, to username, yeah. Thanks for hitting that button. So my friend who streams games, you know, he went away for 4 days on a trip. Came back, lost his ranking. I was like, man. I was like, I gotta get on for at least an hour today and do a little bit because, you know, last thing I want to do. Thanks for those likes. Is like not stream today, tomorrow. I was gonna take 2 days off. I'm taking tomorrow off, just so everybody knows. I'm going to actually upload, if you want to check it out tomorrow, I'm going to upload a real sword fighting duel in armor like we do. Thanks for hitting those likes. And the guy's sword broke on the last hit. Thanks for mashing that button. I believe we left off on 40. Was up there Dan? Chris Fools? What's up, Chevy? Oh, Chevy! Yo, and who else? Voice of Void, narrator. All right, we'll pick it up a little bit. We got like 60 hits on this dummy real quick. Because I think we left on 40. Push off. Can I kick him in the head? Yeah. Oh, I would have probably fallen right there. Oh, see, I kicked someone in the head one time in a tournament, and just like that, I kicked him in the head, and everybody loved it, but my foot got stuck on his shoulder armor. And he just tossed me. So, I do prefer kicking up there, right around where their helmet sits. If you can catch under the helmet, oh, and you're strapped in with the strap, if you can kick the helmet with a front kick with your heel and drive it up, it's not fun for them. And you're not really trying to hurt anybody. In this sport, practically everybody gets along. Like 2 years ago, I streamed one of my cage matches, and I streamed us hanging out before. And I'm like, and everyone's like, wow, it's crazy. You guys are hanging out. You're about to beat the crap out of each other. I don't know if they do that in like UFC and stuff. Do they hang out before? We had a couple hours to kill, you know. Talk, hang out. You only see these people half the time like in an event. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks for mashing that button. That's crazy. 8 a.m. and we're at 496 on the likes already. I'm trying to tone down my left hand because, like I'm saying, yo, thanks for mashing that button. Droopy. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Hang on. Oh, Droopy. And narrator again, Shan. Shan, is that right? How you say it? Oh, as we were kind of just saying. So, Monkey, if you're still there, I tell you what. So this armor works really good. I've got knocked out twice in 6 years. Helmets have a lot of padding. If you tune in one day and I have my armor or helmet, I'll show you. But helmets have like concussion foam and then like a padded layer. A lot of force comes through sometimes. I got knocked out like I was talking about before. My last cage match, this guy had a sword like a falchion, so it only has like one edge, like the blade. And this is just a plastic sword. Here, I got a longsword here, hang on. This is what, we'll do a couple sets with this. But, you know, so, all that force, right? He had a sword with this big D-ring on it, right? And he caught me right in the side of the helmet. And I was out for like 3 seconds. But the funny thing is, I actually fell into the cage. And as I fell, oh yes, all right, awesome. So, yo, and Monkey, thanks for the follow. Pretty much every day we're streaming, but not tomorrow. So when I fell back into the cage, because he knocked me out, the chain link was kind of bowed, so it kind of caught me. But at the same time, he like jumped like on me. It was like kneeing me, and like punched me. And the armor works really good. Like, fought 2-minute rounds, you know. I left with 1 mark because there's some gaps, you know. If my armor is like not really armored here, so I have some other like plastic plates underneath. And sometimes, you know, if I'm like this and I lift up and that comes up, like you might get hit here. That really hurts. Get a decent bruise. But I've lost teeth twice, got knocked out twice, never broke anything. Bruises, but armor works really good. And if you have Alfonso, what's up? Thank you for hitting that button. And if you have really an understanding how this it's like concussive force, you know, you can wear like anything underneath as long as they don't see it. So I wear like a motorcycle back brace for when I get hit in the back. It helps dampen it helps spread out the force. I have large plates. A lot of people have little tiny plates. I have larger plates that spreads out the force, and some padding in important areas. A lot of times when I'm fighting longsword, I'm open here, and it's the points and a time limit. So if I'm just like doing this, and if I'm coming around like that and someone catches me here, like this is all wide open. So I have a plastic plate on just this side, not on this side because I almost never get hit up here. I find where I get hit a lot and I try and pad those places. And since I added the plastic, it helped reduce the bruising I get. I've seen though people, someone broke a femur, which is crazy, because someone fell into him while they had armor on. Just imagine, thanks for whoever just mashing a button. Oh, Monkey. Thanks, Monkey, for being proactive there. Yeah. Hey, if you like the live, I was streaming for an hour, but if it picks up, you know, we'll go longer. Oh my gosh, 108. All right. If we keep this crowd, we'll definitely go more than an hour. And let me get this set in real quick, and I will continue about the injuries I've seen. So me, knocked out twice. This tooth is fake. I used to have a gap. The dentist is like, the assistant was like, "Do you want to keep your gap?" I was like, "I guess." Put this new tooth in. No gap. So it actually looked better now. But I had to learn how to say S's and F's. Again, I was at work answering the phone. I work on the sixth floor. I was like, "Sixth floor," for a couple weeks. And this is probably I'm like not on the camera. This is like 80% force, you know, when you're hitting. When you're out there hitting, I usually swing a little harder, but thank you, Monkey, for hitting that button, encouraging people to share and like. Yeah, if we keep a good crowd, we'll go longer than an hour. You can do this one-handed. And I'm just going to estimate this set because, boy, it feels like 100. And don't worry, we will still get 1,000,000, even if we're a couple short at the end, because I tell you what, we'll have a couple. Whew, definitely have a couple lives at the end, so that we make sure we cleared the 1,000,000 mark. Actually, yesterday was pretty cool. I was hitting a tree stump. Yo, I'm gonna make. If this was, what's up, Chasm? Let me just make sure I don't miss anything. Like, I try not to miss any comments and stuff. No. Everybody, OG, what's up? Zuki, Papa, what's up, Zuki? Hope you're still here, at least to hear me say what's up. Sometimes it just scrolls by when I don't get to catch it in the middle of sets. So, on day 19, we're at 6.5% of 1,000,000. So we got a ways to go. But I'm more than halfway to 10%, and that's nuts. People are like, "You're gonna get hurt." Like, I'm actually feeling a little bit in the left hand. Yo, oh, for hitting that like button, I much appreciated. Yeah, I try to. Yeah, for everybody, I try not to like slack. I try to. Ben, what's up? You know what's crazy about warrior bloodline? So this isn't like medieval bloodline, but you know, 4th of July yesterday. Like, so my dad's side of family have been here since the 1700s and fought. They fought in 1776. And because of that, my daughter's like joined. She's into singing. I think it's called the Daughters of the Revolution. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that's crazy. My mom's side came here like just a little while ago, but my dad's side been here for so long. So that's not like medieval history, but it's like, I guess, like American history. Ben again. Thank you, Ben. You guys get the. This is usually what I do, like the salute for everybody and everybody's just tuned in. You got a topic on this sport or something? Anyone got a question about it? Let me know. We're in Pittsburgh, PA. We have a team out here. I'm ranked 2nd in that sword and shield category. I can't wait to see what the longsword totals are. But I'm probably at least in the running to be in 3rd place overall. 2 of my teammates are both fighting in the world championships, and we're all from Pittsburgh. Anybody in this area that wants to ever like try it out, you know, we got armor. A lot of times someone will come by, like new teammate or something, you know, like, get an armor. You can hit us. We won't hit back. Go like 3 rounds and see what it's like. Like I was saying, that's why I love chatting with everybody, because it keeps me out of breath. That's why I was saying, like, my melee armor it is dull. My melee armor is 115 pounds. Imagine around 115 pounds. So as you can see, it's also. This is a HEMA sword. I use this as my practice sword. My sword for the armored stuff is actually rounded. They don't allow the rolled tips because it's actually too thin. You know what happens? You can go in like an eye slot by accident. I've had one come through my eye slot. Yeah, so been knocked out twice, lost 2 teeth, and I've gotten poked in the face twice. One busted. I probably have a scar here. Yeah, that scar from something busting through my chainmail. Actually, it hit so hard. I think we'll just say we left off on 20. I think it was more than that. We'll be getting to chat in 1 second. If you get tired, you can always just do this. What was that noise? I'll check it out in 1 second. You can headbutt. And I walked through the fire pit to get around the guy. Oh, yeah, alright. We'll go back to this one-handed sword. It's easier to fit us both on the screen. Oh. How long does it take to be good at this? Is that what you're asking? There's so many new people. It's still a great time to get into it because there's a lot of new people still. If you're doing like duels, I'm gonna have to adjust this camera so as the sun comes up too. I see we're getting a glare. But if you do duels, Henry, yes, we'll be on it. And if I'll angle it later with the sun, we'll get a better angle. Maybe I'll move the dummy up here. We'll figure it out. I think we might do that. But yeah, the skill level is like from total beginners to people I've been doing. There's people that have been fighting armor for 30 years. My friend who got me into this is 65 and he still fights HEMA, and he's been fighting armor since he was in his 20s with the SCA. But let me mark that set down. Let me just scroll through that chat, make sure I didn't miss anything while I was hitting that dummy. And we're gonna get another set in. I'm trying to get at least 2,800 hits in. And if we're still carrying like a good, I always call this the posse up here. And I always would give shout outs, but when we're like over 100, I'd never be able to say everybody's names. Everyone would be like just watching me read names. Oh, I put some tape on my thumb because I'm getting all these calluses now. Tape came off. We'll do a set on here, and I think we're gonna adjust the camera because we're getting a glare. And then I'm gonna actually make sure that I didn't miss anything in chat. All right, here we go. And let me just say, what's up? Oh, S Janny. I hope I said right. Thank you for the follow. Pretty much every day we're hitting the duck. Every day, pretty much. That's probably 10. Oh, that was a low kick. I would have just kicked him in the bad area. You don't want to kick somebody in the groin. You can actually get a yellow card for that. And the way it works, so if you're fighting duels or the MMA stuff, and you get a yellow card, 2 yellow cards, you get a red card. Kind of like soccer, right? And what happens is, you get a red card, you're out. You know, a yellow card is a warning. And they keep track of all your stats. Besides your wins and losses, they can look and see, oh, this dude gets yellow carded all the time. The funny thing is, when you put armor on, you kick so much lower. So I like to try and kick higher. Because when I have all my leg armor on, we're gonna move this camera to get rid of that glare. So don't worry. But when you kick low in practice, then you put your armor on, you can probably kick about that much lower because you got all that metal on your legs. So I do try and kick higher in the practices. That glare's getting bad. We're gonna fix it. Left-handed. See, I like to try and guard my head, but when I'm just like teeing off and it's like this, I don't care. You're gonna get hit, you know. I'm right-handed and I punch left-handed with this shield all the time, so punching right-handed kind of feels funny. Let's move this dummy. This glare is getting ridiculous. I'm starting to lose the battle with the sun. I'm 46. What's up? What's up, Jamie? Thanks. Anybody interested? Search sometime today. Search Armored MMA or search Armored Combat or Buhurt, B-U-H-U-R-T. You'll see what I'm trading for. Wow, I'm a lot of breath out of that after that one. We're gonna move this dummy and stuff, just so this glare isn't in the way. This will be better. We're gonna put the dummy up here so we're all on the cam. Henry, right? Was that Henry that was saying the dummy was moving off the camera? Did I even write that set down? I don't know. If I didn't, let me know. If not, well, we just did a set for free. That'll make up for the times that I counted wrong. Yep. Here, I'm gonna put this dummy up here. There's a root here that might keep it more in place. I'm gonna scroll up though and make sure we get the. Oh yeah. I get that a lot. I think it's from just being active. I'm telling you, like just like hockey players, there's people fighting swords. And thank you for mashing that button. Like, I mean, honestly, I couldn't tell you in words. I'm a real monotone dude. So when I'm like, I so much appreciate it. Like, we used to play this game. I forget what it was called, but you get a sentence, and it would tell you like an emotion. You know, you have to read it. Like, the sentence would be, "I missed the school bus," and then you get another card. It would be like you have to say it like you're shocked, or you're surprised, or you're angry. And I always used to suck at it. No one could guess what I was talking about because I'd always say it the same. Like, "I missed the school bus." People are like, "I don't know. What is this dude talking about?" Scared. I'd be like, "Nope. Angry." better. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't write that set down, or that I did write it down. We might be behind a little bit, but that's all right. It'll all work out in the end. Let me scroll through chat while we're getting these gloves on. Next set coming up, we'll do some longsword hits. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. What's up there, Sherman? Better. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, that glare is gonna be bad. I'm usually chasing the sun, trying to keep it off the camera. Voice of Void, if you're still there, thank you. Oh man, I'm a voice. If you're there, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. I like to follow up with people. Void, if you left, I'm gonna send him a message for thanks for tuning in, because I probably missed it when he left. All right, here we go, everybody. Next set. We might have forgot to write one down, but that's all right. Like I said, we'll be a little bit off by the time we hit 1,000,000. It's hard to count to 1,000,000 in sets of 100 all day long. And generally, I generally figure you're fighting for a minute. 100 strikes is good enough for these things. Here's the angle. I don't need these sunglasses. And in this sport too, it's almost like a whacking game. Like I said, there's no thrusting. So basically, I only have a couple hits that I really do, and it's all just like these overhead hits. It's these all the time, most of the time. So sometimes these hip shots. There's not much to do, like crazy sword stuff. You know, you could be like, this is, you know, ooh, all this fancy stuff. There's no benefit from learning any kind of crazy skills other than having some good strikes, knowing where to hit people. Obviously, when I'm fighting someone in a longsword, I'm not just standing here and I'm not just allowed to do this the whole time. No one's going to sit there and let you do this for 60 seconds. So you got to be able to kind of be like, okay, oh, head's open, hit him in the hands, you know, come around, I always like to do these ones. Throw an extra one to the left and try and keep them off, keep them guessing. I'm gonna get to chat in 1 second. Let me just get through this set here real quick. I pretty much just have the same 3 hits. Super crazy tricep workout right now. I never do these, hardly ever. It leaves my head wide open. I'm usually not caring about getting hit, as long as I'm hitting them more than they hit me. You can do all these like one-handed hits. I'm trying to stay on the camera. A lot of times when I do this, I hop around, jump around. It's Gary Sunday. And who tagged me? Oh, don't worry, we're going to scroll up. Don't want to miss anything. I tell you what, man, I'm just flipping. Hello, what's up, Panther? Oh. Gary, oh, said to tag me. What's up? Gary Sunday. Let me just sit down for 1 second while we write this set down. Ugh. So we are at 600 for today. We are going to get to 1,000,000. I'm like 90% sure of it. I have a couple fights coming up like later in the year. Wyatt. Thanks for follow. Is it Crackadex? Making sure I missed stuff. What's up there? All right. I copped to where Monkey was. Now we're talking about moving the camera. Hit a blinker on a cart. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. If you put your blinker on to let them know which way you're going, that gives away your plan. Panther, thanks for hitting that button. And I tell you what, sometimes I stream twice a day. Not today. My daughter's got a horse show coming up. So when I start chatting, it's good because it keeps me out of breath. She has a horse show tomorrow morning, so I can't stream. However, I just might stream a half hour of it there, just to stay consistent. Like I've become. Well, okay. Here, let me just. I'll tell you why we're beating up Bob while we do this next set. But just, I was saying, TikTok says, like, you know, if you stream every day, it keeps your rankings up, and might as well. So tomorrow, if I stream some tomorrow, it's probably gonna be talking with a horse, like just chatting or something. You know what I mean? With a horse, with our horse. So I'm beating up Bob because plastic sword, because I don't want to use any of my. I try not to use my good swords on here, and I'm gonna have a broadcast one day where we're just fixing my stuff. See how this shield's coming apart? So these are from sword fights, right? So pretend Bob and me are both in armor, and we're like dueling, like 60-second rounds. You get a 30-second break. You go out and you fight another 60 seconds. Or the MMA stuff is you fight 2 minutes and then you get a minute round. I mean a minute break, and you go out for 2 more minutes. My body's on fire after this, especially if you get thrown on the ground. You can ground fight, ground and pound is crazy. Steve, what's up? So yeah, fighting him, making sure that I always have energy to do this sport. And 2 weeks ago, so not Saturday. See, I work at night, so sometimes I forget. So 2 Saturdays ago, I actually fought in a tournament. If you want to see the footage, I actually lost like pretty bad, but I uploaded it. And I was fighting polearm, which is like, you know, the big long axes. But if you do want to see some footage, probably about 20 videos back was my last tournament. And I was training like this every day up to it. I was hitting a dummy the next day. I was thinking like, man, my arms are going to be so sore. But I tell you what, like I survived, I don't know how. And I see you still hitting that button over there. Thank you for the help. Well, I was just breathing. If you ever see me doing this, like I'm trying to remember to protect my head. Sometimes I don't. That's kind of, that time I said I got knocked out, it wasn't because I wasn't protecting my head. I was protecting myself from getting punched in the face with this shield. And he just snuck one in on me. Before I knew it, I was out for like 3 seconds. And when you're in armor and you have a helmet on, the thing is like, the referees can't tell. Armenia, yeah. Whoa. Oh my God. I swear. All right. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Bior there? I swear on my life, before I started streaming today, when I put this shirt on, like I thought about it, and I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't swear on my life because I don't remember. Did I think, would anyone even recognize this, or I'm gonna wear this and no one's gonna know what it is, or something? One of those two thoughts, I swear to you, crossed my mind, and here we go. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Nice. Oh, heck yeah. And oh, thanks for hitting that button. Yeah, it's the very old flag they had. So I'm half Armenian. It's like the very old flag they had before. It's been so long, I kind of forget. This is actually the shirt I wear usually when I'm actually fighting in tournaments. If I'm fighting in a league, here's something funny. If I'm fighting in a league, I think we left off on 40, so we owe this thing 60 hits. I'm not counting these. There's a couple leagues. There's one league that nobody likes, and if I fight in it, I wear a Billy Idol t-shirt just because. It has nothing to do with armored fight. It's Billy Idol. You know, if you ever see a picture of me, I have these award pictures where I got some medals and I'm in a Billy Idol t-shirt. People are like, but you know, my friends know, like, if it's just some stupid thing, you know, like, long story. Let me finish the set. I'll tell you the whole story. Yeah. Oh, Panther. Iceland. Anderskotens. Yes, oldest Christian nation. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I would never have bet. I wouldn't even bet $1 someone would have actually tuned in and known this shirt. That's so crazy. Oh man, how about that? See, trying to remember protect my head. Except when I'm just throwing rights and left, because then I don't care. That's usually if someone's up against the fence or they're tired. You just want to let them have it. Sometimes I punch with my sword hand, but not as much. Dummy's getting off the screen. Come on, Bob, stay on the screen. It doesn't. Because if it did cut somebody, well, if you're talking about the technique, yeah, you probably want to follow through. However, this is a whacking sport. All they count for points is this. They make sure you come back at least a little bit. You can't go like this, you gotta at least go. You know what I mean? So, you are probably correct. I'd probably want to come through and follow through like this. Right? That would probably cut. The other thing too, if we use sharp swords, they actually have a rule, you know, when they check out your swords and axes and things before an event, they make sure you don't have any barbs on them or anything, because it actually chews up other people's armor. Let me know if this is getting too bright and we got to move the camera, anybody. Yeah. So I usually try not to stream after midnight. The neighbors over there go to bed a little bit around that time, and the neighbors over here, though, they all know I do it. Actually, sometimes we fight here in the lot next door, and the neighbors come watch, like fight practice. What's that? In the thousands? Oh, you mean like well, hey, we're at 700 for today. Let me get this set in here, and I'm just gonna make sure we ain't missing anything there real quick. Oh yeah, the neighbors love it. Actually, I was out here in my underwear talking. I had my underwear and my metal cod piece on. Oh, Panther. Okay. What got me started? 10K. Oh shoot. Yo. Man, monkey. It's like a tattoo gun. Like, no joke. You don't know how much I appreciate that. Karen, let the man live. Yeah, about the cuts. I don't know. It's true. I mean, it isn't a strike that would really be a good cut. Right? I fought Hema plenty of times. This is Oh. Gotcha. Oh man, all right. I see what you're saying. Thanks for the help. I tell you what, like, much appreciated. So, cuts, right? So this sport, I swear to you, I watched a fight last night, and I don't want to make a video about it because I don't want it to, like, embarrass somebody. But this is what a guy did for probably like 25 hits in a row. He did this. With maybe one of these. And it's like, come on, man, you know, and it's just like, it's not not to like get on anybody, but it doesn't make it like look that exciting. The thing is, though, when you start to get exciting in this sport, you get punished for it because it's to points, and every time you get hit, like in the head, it's worth 2 points. Arms and stuff is 1 point. Torso is 2 points. So if I'm out here trying to do actual cuts, like, you know, like an actual unterhow to, like an unterhow, like a real cut to come around like this. By the time you finish that movement, even if you throw an underhanded strike and boo hurt, you're gonna get hit probably and be a point behind, because you're gonna hit him for 1 point, like in the leg or the arm, and they're just gonna go like this. And since it's a points game, Kelly, what's up? And since it's a points game, what was that tag about? Yo, Gene or Jean? And Kelly, I try and this is my thing. Thanks for getting that gifter badge, for hitting that button. So the thing is, if you do want to do actual like cutting strikes, you're just gonna get outscored, I bet, because you're gonna spend all this time being real technical, and you know what's gonna happen is they're just gonna hit you. I'm gonna do a set right now, like with the longsword. We'll do 120 strikes, and it'll be just how I fight, and I win medals in this in boo hurt, because it's just hitting people. It's not like being fancy, which makes it kind of like, you know, it's not the most historically accurate fighting style, but people like it because we clobber each other really hard. All right, let's do like 120. All right, and this will be about how the only moves I do. Try and make sure we're on camera the whole time. All right. I usually start off in a fool's guard, by the way, too. And I usually try and waste the first 15 seconds so we're not fighting for a whole minute. I kind of hop around a little bit. All right. Now they're getting close. So I usually attack their sword, and I go into one of these. So here we go. Ready? Then you're using a grapple. Maybe hit him with my head a little bit, get him away, kind of push off. Oh, missed. And I lost track. Oh, I don't know. I'll just have to say we're on 40. You give him a little tap in the head, wake him up. Get a little tired. You can some stuff him in the face. Whew. I totally lost track. Yo, monkey, what is that? What is that graphic you got there? Let me turn this around because that's more engaging in chat. Is it too bright? Dylan, what's up? Yo, what is that? Like, how do you even make a name or type that out to look like a rifle? That's crazy. Never seen anything like that before. That last set though, like, that's like about as intense as it gets. Those are the only strikes I bother with. If I ever do anything fancy, it's the first strike, maybe like up like this. You can't even aim, you can't even have a guard with your tip facing them, you get a yellow card. So like I'm saying, boo hurt, there's no point in like, it's a whacking game, you know what I mean? It's not like, it's not fancy. Even like to throw a middle howl like this is like, by the time I even would do this twice, and you're just fighting for a minute for points, you know? All the fancy stuff is great when you're fighting for one hit to win, but when you're fighting for points, like a middle howl like this is just gonna get you outscored. Anything under like that's gonna get you outscored. I stick to here because at the same time I can also kind of block. I keep my hands kind of just in front, left foot forward, so I can get my head back. So that had to have been 100 at least. I don't think it did the 120. I'm switching to that sword and shield for a minute though, I can tell you that. Oh! Is it Mazepin? I really hope I say everybody's names right. Is this sun getting in the way again, everybody? Yo! Ah, right. All right. When it pops up here, I think I can actually, thank you for that. It should prompt me that I can actually put this up here and it'll be the sticker of the day. Thank you for the heart me. I'm just looking to see if it pops up. It'll let me. Ah, there we go. Nope. There should be a thing that pops up here in a moment. We're gonna do a sword and shield stuff though here. I don't know if it lets me though. Mazza, I will put you on for so everyone can see. It just has to prompt. It should pop up where it can say I can like celebrate. Well, I wonder why it isn't. If it does, I will. But everybody who just wants to know, Mazza is the one who just donated that. I appreciate it. That is awesome of you. Let's get a good set in for that. Is this a good spot still? Let me know. Low kick. Whoa, disarmed, I'm disarmed. Don't hit me, don't hit me. I beg you, don't hit me while I pick up my sword and splat. Splat. I fooled him with that. Actually, if you drop your sword, it counts as a disarm and you lose points. I think there's a couple extra for that heart me. Wow, that was intense. And now that we're on like 66,000 hits, my arms don't even get tired. They do. I'd be lying if I said they don't. Thank you, Mazza. Am I even saying it right? My friend has the last name M-A-Z-Z-A. We call him Mazza. Ooh. Let me know if this... Am I too bright on this screen? Make sure I don't miss anything here. What's up there, Nathan? In archery. Archery gnome. Make sure I don't miss anything. From 40 to 120. That's what I like about everybody here. We start talking and I forget how many sets, how many hits we did. I used to be really good at it. Oh, plus, I've been awake since 11 o'clock yesterday. I worked night shift. Oh, Kevin Diaz, did I give Kevin the thanks for hitting the button there? Whew. I'm looking for that thing to see if it shows where we can celebrate the sticker, but I don't know why it isn't. You see some other I always upload like a highlight video, you know. That's, I don't ever say somebody's got to give me a gift. I'm just saying, anybody does, I always do the little credits thing. I started doing that because I started getting like, oh man, the day I got a Galaxy, I was like, shit, I better actually maybe put some credits in here for the highlights. That way it's always on record. When people look back, 10 years from now, someone might just come across my channel and be like, oh look, this guy did his 19th day and this and Mazza sent a heart me, you know? So yeah, I try to do that. That's what a lot of people I watch on YouTube do. I watch a lot of astronomy stuff, science stuff, history stuff, and they always like, these are the patrons. But I don't ever like encourage people, like, you don't gotta donate nothing. TikTok tries and coerces people to. They'll be like, so-and-so just shut up and they haven't donated for a while. And I always tell them, don't worry about it. Like yesterday, someone was here saying like they're gonna buy a recharge. I was like, don't feel like you gotta buy a recharge. Honestly. The app tries to guilt you into like telling people that, you know what I mean? Oh, we might have some new people here. I'm gonna tell you about my favorite, sarcastically, favorite kind of streams. 200, that's crazy, monkey. Yo, and thanks for the follow. Wine, what is it? Wine, a ceramic dish. The cross, I mean, lots of emotes, lots of little emojis in there. Thanks for the follow. Almost every day we'll be out here. It might not always be the same time though, because this sort of goes around life, you know. Sometimes I got stuff going on and I don't get on the same time. I'm glad I got on early today though. I was gonna go to bed. Glad we got on today. I'm gonna try and keep track of this. I'm coming right back to chat, don't worry. If you ever notice, sometimes I hit my sword off my shield on purpose. It bottoms out, and that should be about 30. It bottoms out so that I don't have to come back all the way. Sometimes I punch my own sword with my shield. And a couple in the end, just to make sure. My whole day is going to be crazy. You know where I'm going to get my sleep today? Is when my daughter's taking the CPR certification class for 3 hours. That was approximately 1,000 hits. So we're at 66,000 in less than 20 days. That's insane. We're way ahead of schedule. And if anybody just is in it for the long run, I'll probably always stream my Pell workouts. But after we hit 1 million, it'll probably be a little bit more chill. Where I'm not after the numbers. You know what I mean? I'm chasing numbers though. What's up, Gio? Oh yeah. Here, Gio, you just reminded me. I was gonna tell you about my least favorite types of streams on here, right? So, and I watched a couple. I try and scroll around and just see what other lives are like, right? See what mine's like. So there's a lot of nice looking lives out there. If I could stream this and add some graphics, I'd be cool, but I can't. So there's so many where it's just someone standing there or sitting there, and they just sit there like this. If you're returning, you probably heard me tell this story before, but they just sit there, and people be in chat. They're like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, you're pretty," or whatever. They sit there. As soon as someone donates something, they go, "Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, Robert, Leon." Then they get back. Someone donates something, a better gift, they go, "Yeah." Uh-oh, I gotta do the puzzle piece, everybody. If you ever live streamed, you know the stupid puzzle piece. Yeah, we passed the test. I guess it thinks like, because the camera hasn't moved, so it's like inactive. Although we're moving around, and I think we're moving at a pretty good pace, but you gotta drag the puzzle piece over. But they just sit there, and then when you donate something, they talk. That'd be like that'd be like me stand here and say, and everyone's just in here watching, like, what's this dude doing? And as soon as somebody like donates something, I go, thank you. Thank you. You know, the worst streams ever. I even read, now that we're kind of, I had no plans on anything like this taking off or nothing, and TikTok seems to have this thing where it says you can't pander gifts, and that's what people do. I'm moving the dummy here a little bit. Hopefully I'm not out of the range too much. Hopefully y'all can see me still. $70 more hits. I'm gonna catch up on chat. I see someone must have hit that button for the first time. I'm gonna give you a shout out. I'm trying to stay on camera. Yo, all right. Threx, Kev. Yo. And Mr. 126 Solutions. Yo, what's up? Thank you for liking the stream. Oh, my other Band-Aid just came off in my glove. And Eric McGarrell. Oh. Appreciate y'all. Yo, what's up, Mr. Solutions? They do that a lot at Vegas, these fights. Oh, I missed part of the chat. What's up? That's where Geo turned in. All right. Propane. Oh, yes, do you? Bro, this is like, this sword is like a rare item these days. This actual design, if you're still there, I don't know. Derek. Oh, with the follow, Derek, thank you. And oh, yes. All right, it's the same avatar there. Oh. So if I did actually have like I can't use a dummy as a pole. I'd do some kind of like gluten-free lap dance with the dummy, but not to be like a lol cow, but just to be funny. This sword is actually like very rare. You know what's bad about this though? With this handle, this grip, this is why I have these calluses, because these pressure points creates a lot of friction. I might get a new polypropylene sword with a flatter handle, because that's why I have these calluses. I'm supposed to be good. I'm just trying to set up a date for this weekend coming up, and my hands look like crap from these gloves, from the friction in these gloves. What's up, Gavin? Yeah, you know what I mean? So, oh, I'll tell you right away. What was this? Who were we talking about with the sword? $19 for this. Cold steel. If you look up cold steel, they make a lot of plastic swords. And this is... Was that talk that we were talking about that? Well, I'm sorry for... I'm losing it in the chat. Who brought up the sword? You can get one of these for $25 or less. Let me write that set down before we forget. We'll be at like a free 1,000 hits. Let me drink a bit of water too. People will start telling me, drink water. So, So, do you know, if anyone out there, this is a sword balance. Boy, this is so far up there. So see where my finger is? So right here is where this sword wants to turn, right? It's not the best sword balance. It's cold steel. I got it on Amazon back in the day, but and they have a TikTok on here. Cult of Athena actually has tons of swords. Training plastic swords like this. I keep this in my car. I actually keep an axe in my car too, so it kind of defeats the purpose of having a plastic weapon. If I ever get pulled over, like, you have any weapons? And then I have to explain what the axe is for. I usually show them a video of me fighting with an axe. But 20 bucks, 20, 25 bucks. The sword balancing I was saying is important because this is actually like, when you fight in this sport, the MMA rules actually need you to have a balance up here, so you have a really crappy handling sword. I don't know why the rules are like that, but so it makes them tip heavy. So the farther this is away, the balance from here makes it harder to handle, right? So this thing wants to spin, and I can feel it. It's tip heavy, which is why it makes this boom. It's like a boomstick sound, right? This longsword, I haven't drank the water yet. The balance is about here, right? So this is where this sword wants to turn. This is my practice sword. If anyone wants to know, it's Purple Heart Armory. This is like 195 bucks. Yo, Jason Park. Thank you. Those church bells are going off. I was only gonna stream for an hour, but we're all talking and stuff, so we're gonna keep going. So this here is dull sword, you know, not sharp tip. Here's your sword balance. So my tournament sword though, when I'm actually fighting in duels, the balance is here. So the difference is, see, you imagine it's like you put a screw here and you spin it like a spinner on a board game, and that's where it wants to spin. So when you're actually like controlling something, if you wanted to like do these things like this, I usually try and put a lot of pressure up where my thumb is. This is where the sword likes to spin, for one. It makes it a little bit harder to handle than the one where the balance is right here, because this, I can spin. This I can spin in my hand, but I can feel it's heavier up here. My tournament sword is balanced right here, so it spins like on a pin. Does that make sense? Am I even explaining this right? It does make. All right, I hope it made sense. And I missed the one about the sport. The sport. If you look up, Jason, and yeah, if you look up the sport, you can type in armored MMA. It's even like, or AMMA. Like that's the most pro fighting in armor, like octagon style MMA fights, with weapons and armor. If you look up just armored combat, or the term buhurt, B-U-H-U-R-T. Like in my, oh my God, monkey, gosh, like 11,000 likes. That's insane. So up here, like, that's my little logo. I think in my description it says buhurt. If you don't remember how to spell it, you can always just check that. And I upload my fights on here. Win or lose, I upload my stuff. I'm 0-3 lately. Before that, I was 5-0. One night I actually fought twice because someone dropped out of one of the events. I was like, I'll do it. I actually won 2 medals, 2 first place medals in the same night, the same event. Yo, and thanks for that follow. Most of my Pittsburgh, PA. So like outside of the city. Oh, I didn't drink that water, everybody. Let me just get some more, and we'll hit this dummy up. The next set's gonna be a little more chill with this longsword, but we're gonna get a good set in here. And when we fight MMA, you can't do you can't do submissions, because you can't always tell when people are tapping out. Armor gets stuck on each other. You can ground fight. You can get someone on the ground. You don't even have to get on the ground with them. They can be on the ground, and you can just sit there and hit them from up top. It's all worth points, you know what I mean? But you can't do submissions and things because you can't probably always guarantee someone's gonna be able to tap out in armor, and you can't see or hear. Some people just have like an eye slot. So imagine being like a referee and you're trying to look and see, is this dude knocked out? Because half the time you hit the ground, you think they're knocked out because you lay there. I've had so many times people thought I was knocked out, but I'm just laying there resting. Oh, Nashville is where the best armored fighting in the ring is. Nashville. I actually taught longsword in Nashville back in the day down there. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I have medals in longsword. I've taught longsword. And armor, it's just whack, whack, whack. I use the same 3 moves. Look up, yeah. If you look up, yeah, look up AMMA or armored MMA, and if you see the one in the ring where it's real professional looking, it has their logo in the middle. That's in Nashville. I think they're on tour right now around the U.S., but they have like the best. You're probably closer to almost everyone here in chat. Yeah, and it's like a huge event, man. I mean, they all come down. Everyone gets like one of my teammate fought there a couple months ago. You get an intro song. They have an announcer. You know, the referees even have like kind of. It almost looks like riot gear for the referees. It's crazy. If you find them on here, they have some pretty good clips of some of their fights. I might go on there one time. But like I said, I'm 0-3 right now, so I don't know. I gotta up my game. I swear to you, I was like 5-0 before that. Things went down the tubes. I'll tell you about it. Let me get this set in. I'll tell you about my last loss. It's an interesting story because I went to Greece afterwards the next day for a wedding. I'm not rich or nothing. I'm just saying I went to Greece for a wedding. I just went because it's a friend. And in this sport, this is all they're looking for. Like, no joke, you know, I know all the HEMA stuff, but you can't do that in boot hurt. You can't even have a guard where you lead with a point. So, ever since I converted to the armored fighting, all the techniques and stuff went out the window. Not all of it. Sometimes I do these. It's a HEMA thing where you flip the short edge. Because sometimes instead of coming all the way back around, a little quick hit like that's not bad. I still do this workout sometimes. But as in boot hurt international rules, you can't kick people. Couple different leagues, couple different rules. Yo! 10-man night. Sorry, I just saw you. I saw the bottom. I saw the legs of the picture, of your picture. And real scrub. Yo, okay. Let me finish this set. I'm gonna tell you how do you fight in competitions like this. You can't kick in one of the leagues. So that I kick in practice because I don't want to like I was saying, I try to practice kicking higher so I don't kick people in the groin. Boot hurt international. That league doesn't allow kicks, and that's why if you ever see me like just squared up like this, it's because in that league I don't have to worry about I'd be so off balance if someone kicked me. But if I'm fighting in IMCF, that's why I'm always fighting this way, like left foot. I do more defensive kind of stance, like left. I keep getting off the camera, like left foot forward. Keeps my head back a little bit. And Tin Man, what's up? I'm gonna tell you how you get into it in just a second. Like you can grapple in Boot Hurt International, but you can't. They just kind of did away with pummel strikes, which is ridiculous. But they're just looking for like these weapon on edge hits for points, you know. And there's other leagues that you punch, they let you kick, they let you headbutt, you know. But then the only thing that counts for the points are the weapon strikes for duels. When you do the MMA in either league, though, it's whatever. You know what I mean? You just can't hit behind the knee, target the foot, target the groin. You can't go for the neck. You can't like put your blade under their helmet. Everyone in this sport wears their neck protection wrong anyway. gonna get to that question. I don't know what we left off on. We'll say it was 30. I'm pretty sure it was over that. But that's why I like chatting, because then I forget. Alright, so how do you get into this? And we're going to scroll up in chat. We're going to mark this set down here so I don't forget. I'm getting a new blister forming. I can feel it. My hands are going to be so messed up for if I do get this date to work out this weekend coming up. She's going to be like, no, she knows she knows I do sword fighting. You see, you seen the, yeah, that's on my YouTube. Tin Man, just reminded me of something. Why? I stopped streaming. Oh yeah, it's the story. Tin Man, you reminded me of the story. I was just gonna tell. The neck protection video is on my YouTube. Yeah, we'll get to the damage thing. So let me answer. How do you get into this? Look up. Don't type it in as a web address. Search the term Nightfinder, or you might have to do nightfinder.org, because if you do the website, unless they fix it, you click on it and it's not interactive. But if you search Nightfinder, there should be the first result brings up a Google map of all the teams. You don't have to live close to any of them. You can do this sport. You don't even need to be on a team. There's plenty of teams that look for people. You can go to an event and fight on a team if you got the armor and all that stuff. You know, it helps not to be, yeah, nightfinder.org, I think is the real address. But if you type that as a URL, I don't think it brings up the map correctly. Unless they fixed it. It's been a while, but Nightfinder. And it'll show globally every team registered with IMCF. That includes Europe and everything. And you can probably find a team near you. Like out here in Pittsburgh, we have extra sets of armor. So if someone was like, hey, interested, like, hey, I want to check it out, we usually put someone in armor and let them like go beat on us for like a couple rounds. Like we just block. Maybe if they want a little action, we'll hit back a little bit, you know. So that's probably the best way to find a team near you. Yeah, like Tin Man's saying, you can be a mercenary, and it's basically a team's like, there's a tournament, you know, it's 5-on-5, 5 people fighting 5 people. If you're just tuning in and you just found out about this, it's not just 1-on-1s. There's team stuff. Where like 3-on-3, 5-on-5, 12-on-12. You know, and they're like we're looking for all the time. They're like, we need someone on our team. Like we need 3 mercs, like mercenaries. So what do? You just be like, hey, I'll fight with you guys. There you go. You're in. You're fighting. If that makes sense, you know. So you don't need to be on a team. You don't need to live near a team, but you do need to. If you ever get into it, make sure that you don't just buy something that doesn't work in the sport. There's so much for sale out there for lots of money. It's because it's expensive to get into, but the stuff lasts. My original set of armor is like about 6 years old. I still use it. It only broke 1 plate, and we just re-riveted a plate on the inside. And if you have Facebook, look up Armored Combat Sports, the biggest probably community on Facebook. The damage, and then I'm gonna get that story about the neck protector. Thanks for hitting that like button. Yeah, my dueling armor is 29 pounds without the helmet. So it's probably 40 with the helmet. My melee armor for when I'm fighting with teams. Yo, your dad is my cardio. What's up? Whenever you're fighting teams, though, when you're fighting like 5-on-5 and stuff, I have a lot heavier armor because I don't want to die. So it's like it's thick steel. It's 115 pounds. If you look my logo up here, it's that black and yellow armor that weighs 115 pounds. I feel like I'm dying in it sometimes. So there's different formats. We fought this one where it was we fought at the Arnold Schwarzenegger, this fitness expo. Yeah, lots of people sell bad armor. Just because people are probably tuning in too. So we're not just talking. I'm going to hit this dummy while we talk about the damage people take. I'm going to talk about that story with the neck protector. Yeah, but we fought at the Arnold, and it was a time limit, which was crazy. My favorite format ever. We had an hour time slot. You fought 3 rounds of... No. It was a time... Sorry. It was an hour long. There were 3 15-minute segments where you fight. And there's no breaks. You get a minute break in between rounds. And it was something like 15-minute slots. Round after round. You stand up, you get a minute break, you fight. Every time you win, it's worth a point for your team, right? So say you're winning say you had 8 rounds in 15 minutes. So you're winning 5-3. So then you have a duelist, and the duelist fights like sword and shield. And if they win, you get a point for your team. Then you go back out, and all the melee guys, like the people that fight in teams, fight another 15 minutes. And then your duelist goes, and he does like a longsword fight. Whoever wins, that team gets a point. And we fought for like an hour straight in my 115-pound armor, where at the end, the last couple rounds, because we didn't have any substitutions left, and they're just standing me up, and I'm just like standing there, I'm just laying against the rail. And they're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, I can't really do too much right now, but like, I'm dying, but I'm ready. 115-pound armor is ridiculous. The damage you take, it's all blunt force trauma, so that's why I like that heavy armor. That was Tin Man. That was some old format. Yeah, me too. I do the duelist stuff more than the team stuff. I jump in on teams, but at the same time, like I'm almost 47. I'm getting a little bit old to be out there doing all the team stuff. But yeah, I got really heavy armor. So I was fighting at this event couple years ago. Like, perfect example, in my black and yellow armor. And what happens? Well, this dude with this big axe. So the axe head, I swear, is probably as big as this shield, like that big around, right? 2-handed axe. He's just kind of hanging out in the back. I'm leaning up against the wood, the rail. I'm watching him because my teammate is next to me wrestling somebody. A lot of this is just throwing people on the ground. Once you hit the ground and the team stuff, you're out. Yo, Real Scrub again. You were here before, right? Real Scrub. Thanks for hitting the button. There's a guy about 20 feet away from me holding this big stupid axe with this huge axe head on it, right? Full plate armor. I'm leaning on the rail because I'm watching him because my teammate's wrestling somebody. They're kind of just like wrestling around. No one really has an advantage. I'm watching the guy with the axe. I'm watching my friend over here. I'm thinking in my head, I need to help my teammate out and get this person on the ground real quick, but this guy's like walking towards me. He's at about now he's at about 10 feet. A lot of us, you don't want to sprint around. Even in the medieval days, you didn't just charge and get to the enemy and then be out of breath. So you walk over, right? He walks over like this. I can see him getting his axe out. He's just like, boom. And really heavy armor. But I have this gap here because when you straighten your arm out, this is all wide open, right? Kind of hit me right in that shoulder spot, right above that gap. I was like, all right, these two are still wrestling around. He does it again. I was like, all right, winds up again. Caught me right in that gap. I had my whole bicep was black and blue. So that's the impact. The armor blocked a couple of them, but that time he caught me right in that little gap. Within 2 days, I had a picture of it, like where my whole bicep was black from a bruise. It was crazy. But still, I trust my armor so much because it's so heavy. I was like, I don't even care about this guy. Like, I need to help my teammate. So I'm looking at the guy with that axe. He's about to swing in. I'm like, huh. I come over. Me and my teammate wrestle this guy to the ground together. And it's funny because he was hitting me probably as hard as he could in the back. And I was just doing my thing. Because armor works really well. If you want to hit somebody, you hit him in the gaps. The gaps where there's less armor. All right, so that thing that Tin Man kind of reminded me of, that story. So the last MMA fight I had that was ranked that I lost, I was going to Greece the next day for a wedding, but it was like a 4-hour drive. There's a 4-hour drive to this event. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'll go fight, jump on the plane in the morning, which I did. This is how my whole YouTube died, by the way. So during the fight, the guy grabs my saber. We're wrestling around, and he's got my whole hand locked in here, and you know, we're kind of spinning around. So I just had this crazy idea. I was like, I'm gonna jump on this dude's back. So while he's holding it, I like pull it out, and I, like, no joke, jumped up and on his back like this, and just like face planted, like into the face first into the ground. And you can ground fight. I didn't even jump on him. I just stood up, and like Pyramid Head, I just kind of like drug my sword and like walked away. It's such a cool clip. I ended up losing, and I was like, yo, oh, real scrub. Did I already tell you, yo, for hitting that button? So on my YouTube, I'm like, oh, this is such a cool fight. I ended up losing. I don't care if I win or lose. I still upload it. So the girl I was going to this wedding with, we get to Germany. I'm like, hey, she's like, hey, did that video, like, because I was talking about the video, you know, it's someone from work. They all know I have people come to work. They're like, isn't that Knight that's a nurse work here? Well, so we get to Germany, and she's like, you got wireless? I was like, yeah, actually, I can connect in this wireless on the airport. I check out the video, it's something like 60 likes. I'm like, all right. I mean, 60 views, no likes. And I titled it, My Pro Fight. Okay, so my channel on YouTube, they had like 2,400 subscribers. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's only been a day. It was a 24-hour trip to get to Greece. We get to Greece, there's this huge TV, and literally one of the first things she said is she's like, oh, you could watch your fight videos on here. I was like, you know what? I was like, you're right. I was like, there's this great view. I was like, we'll put the TV out on this patio. You know, I was like, we'll watch it. Like, we'll react to it. And she's like, you know, we're just friends, but she's like a girl that a guy would want to watch on YouTube talk about fighting for the first time. Well, I log on to YouTube, right? On my channel. I think it had 110 views. I was like, all right, I really don't care about the views. But the thing is, I titled it on my own channel, My Pro Fight. And it didn't have a single like. And I sat there and I thought, F this YouTube channel. I made this big rant video about it. And I stopped uploading to it. So then I was like, yeah. I was like, I'll just get back on. I was like, I'll get on something. So here we are on TikTok these days. TikTok seems a lot better. Even for I have a gaming channel on here. It does really well. And I don't understand. I upload the same shorts on YouTube. And on TikTok, there's so much more comments. And it's not just bots, because I'll have like a freaking ton of comments that matches the like ratio. I don't get it. Why is YouTube Shorts so horrible? Pennsylvania, yes. Hey, Brandon with the Hatchet Man, what's up? Emo, thanks for hitting the button. Real scrub, yeah. Pittsburgh, PA. DW means. What was that about a DW? Oh, 111. If you're still there, thanks for the share. I'm sorry, I kind of miss that. I hate missing comments. Skogs, thanks. Hey, Skogs, and anybody who's if you just tuned in, I don't have a real fight scheduled till September. I'm sure I'll have some footage, but guess what? At the end of the month, if I have the cell phone service, I'm gonna be streaming from this medieval camp I go to. It's 2 weeks long. We'll have some really cool content, I bet. I'm gonna try and get some interviews with people on the ways they like to fight and stuff like that. Well, I'm telling you what. You look up that Night Finder on just Google Night Finder. You might find it. There's teams in Kentucky and that. You can create a team for sure. Yeah. Tell you what. Let me get a set in here. I'll just say we were about at 20 because I was hitting it like nonchalantly talking. more than 20. Let me get a finish a set here. So then we'll be at 1,300 for today. Whoa, I got dummies back. You can get on people's back. You can hit them. It don't matter. You just can't aim. I just did an illegal thing. You can't aim vertical at the spine. But you can get to somebody's back. This whole sport, you can't put this under their neck. Probably obvious reasons. Like Tin Man knows, no one in this sport wears their neck protection properly. I was just talking about how I jumped on someone's back in a one-on-one duel. It was the best thing I ever did. I uploaded a clip on here, but it's like so far back you'd probably never find it. I'll try and stay in camera. Alright, so how do you make a team? Basically, you want to do it, you make a team, you register it with a league. Honestly, these days, I don't even know if you have to register it with the league. I had this whole fallout with, so yeah, if anyone is here when I was talking about the Billy Idol shirt that I wear when I fight in a league that I don't care about or care for. Long story short, the guy that owns one of the leagues, a lot of people don't like him for different reasons. I get along with him, I like him, but I try and disrespect him by wearing... I wear a Billy Idol shirt anytime I do one of his events. I don't wear anything like no medieval themed stuff. Billy Idol shirt. I got this picture at this tournament he did, and a bunch of us entered because it's a very not inclusive league, I will say, right? Just like they think they're the best, but they're not. And a bunch of us entered, and everyone that entered, like we from Pittsburgh, in the men's stuff and the women's stuff, we all medaled. My teammate got first, and I got second in longsword. Same thing with sword and shield. Heather got a gold in her duels, and then I did buckler, and I got gold. Chris didn't do buckler, so we cleaned house. In all my pictures, I got this Billy Idol T-shirt, and everyone's got T-shirts with like their league logos, and I'm in there with the Billy Idol T-shirt. But besides the point, right? So a lot of people don't like that league. His thing was, if you register a team with him, then he owns it. So best advice, if you want to do this, always make sure you're talking to someone that does this sport. Like Tin Man was saying here, there's a lot of stuff for sale. Panther, I'm gonna tell you in 1 second. Don't spend money. This stuff is expensive. Don't spend money on stuff without finding out for sure. This is what you do. Try and at least meet up with somebody before starting a team to at least get some hands-on stuff on this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, get a little bit of knowledge, get some people together. You used to have 3 people on the team. I don't know if that's still a requirement. Make your team, make a logo, just announce like, hey, we got this team. There you go. To register for an event, though, you actually have to usually have to register with the league. So if you're going to fight Boo Herd International, you register your team with that league. So okay, now like you're official. You know what I mean? And the whole reason I haven't gotten this. What's up there? 361 Printing and Ultra Jedi, Dolores, Skylar. What's up? I'm gonna keep doing a set while we're talking, because a lot of people are probably tuning in and they're expecting to see somebody swinging a sword. So we're going to kind of guesstimate 100 while we're talking about this. So how I even got into this, I saw this video on Facebook. Like, this is my 6th year, right? I saw a picture of someone getting beat up, 5-on-1. If you haven't heard it before, it's not just 1-on-1 stuff. There's also like 5-on-5, 3-on-3, 12-on-12. They have up to 150 on 150. And I saw a video of this guy getting beat up. It wasn't like it wasn't a video that made me. I didn't get into it by seeing someone beating someone else up. I got into it from seeing someone getting beat down into the ground by 5 other people in armor. And I was like, where do you do this? It was on Facebook. So what happened, I contacted, there used to just be one league back then. What's up there, Vic? What's up there, Kyler? What's up there, old man Simerick? So I'm like, all right, this is back when there was just one league at the time. I talked to the guy who's supposedly like in charge. They're up in New England somewhere. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, there's a guy in your area. I'll give him your contact info, and he's the only active guy in your area. I'm like, all right. This is back when it was just like only hundreds of people doing this. It's like, all right, send the guy an email. Nothing. Send him another email. Nothing. So I get back to the owner of the league. I'm like, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of him. He's like, tell you what. He's like, there's an event in Philadelphia. If you want to go to it, it's like in a couple weeks. Go there, look for this other guy, Andrew. He's like in charge of your whole area. I was like, all right. So I go to this event, take my daughter. We watch the event. I thought it was like the best thing ever to watch live. So I run into Andrew. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I don't know why I can't get a hold of him. I'll see if I can, right? I was like, all right. So while I'm there, this guy, he's like, hey. He's like, well, how do you know if you want to do it if you never tried it? I was like, I don't know. I was like, it looks fun. So he's like, here. He's like, you can try my armor on. It's sweaty, but if you want, he's like, you try it on, I'll hit you a couple times. I'm like, all right. Real nice guy. Helps me put all his armor on, just the top half. Put his helmet on. He had this Griffin helmet. The Griffin helms are like these big, heavy helms. Warlords of Carnage. Ah, yes. Kyler. Bastion in the house. Yo, Kyler, screenshot because I'm a shout out Bastion for that. Heck yeah, I love Bastion. Everybody is still tuned in. Wow, geez, we got a big posse today. We're like 90, triple digits again. Bastion, Armored Combat Team. Thanks for the follow. See, I gotta hold this shield. If you ever see me doing this so I can read, I need one solid color behind it. On one Tom, what's up? Thanks. And Aaron, thanks for hitting that button. I tried this dude's armor on. He's like, I'll hit you a couple times. I'm like, all right. I put the Griffin helmet, super heavy. I swear his helmet must have weighed like 18 pounds. And the real nice thing is, because it comes down, it sits on your chest here. So if you get punched or hit in the face really hard, it kind of bottoms out and spreads all that force out. He's like, all right. He's like, I'll punch you in the face. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like this. With his metal gauntlets, he's like, how is that? I was like, that is fine. He's like, all right. He's like, I'll do it a little harder. Like, all right. And he's like, all right. He's like, I'll hit you as hard as I can. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna find out right now if I want to do this sport or not. And he like comes back, and this is a guy taller than me too. And he's like, and I kind of like knocked back. I didn't see stars or nothing. His helmet, it's amazing how those helmets. A helmet is the worst place to hit somebody almost all the time. It just absorbs all that force. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm doing it. So, luckily, Andrew, who was there, got a hold of. What's up there, Layla and Taylor? Andrew luckily got a hold of the guy in my area. Oh, yes, McNally. Yeah, so this is the kind of story how I got into it, and I'll tell you right at the end how you can get into it. So he gets a hold of the guy in my area, right? Cool. I meet up with him. The guy gives me a free gambeson. That's the soft layer you wear underneath. I ordered all my armor. People are like, don't spend the money unless you know you want to do it. I was like, Same with my teammate Chris. My teammate Chris came to one practice. I fought him in armor. I was like, don't buy anything right now. Just wait. You know, make sure you want to do it. He had armor by the next practice because he bought a used set and he drove like 5 hours to go get it. I was like, that's crazy. It fit him. That's a good deal. Anyone wanting to get in the sport, look for used armor for the sport. Don't buy anything for this if you want to do it unless you actually know that's legit, because there's a lot of stuff for the sport that doesn't count. But anyway, I bought my armor, and it was an 8-month wait time, but it's all custom made. My black and yellow armor, which is up there in my profile picture, cost me $2,400. 6 years later, only one plate ever broke on it. All the leather straps are amazingly still intact. I've only had to replace a couple rivets. It's crazy how long armor lasts. It sucks that it's expensive. If you live where there's a team and they have extra armor, like us out here, we put people in armor and let them fight while they're waiting for their armor to get built. There's ways to get into it. You can even start a team and know and have armor. And how do you get in? Oh, yes, overheating. Thanks for hitting that like button. Overheating is such a huge issue, and I'll tell you what. I was just talking about how like two Saturdays ago, I fought at a polearm tournament. I spent so much sweat just getting my armor on. I was bending over, and sweat was just like dripping off my face because it was like 90 degrees out, and I was wearing black armor. Horrible. Oh man. But yeah, so if you want to get into it, like we were saying earlier, you can create a team. You don't even need armor to create a team. I remember one of my friends created a team, and he didn't have armor. Actually, no. You know, he bought armor, a full set of armor that didn't pass the rules. That's what I'm saying. Don't buy stuff unless you know for sure. Oh, it is, and yeah. Confused. Thanks for getting that gifter badge for hitting a like. And it's true, but if you manage your heat, you know, if you manage your heat okay, like there's ways you kind of manage it, you know. You can sit there and cool off in the summer. Like, so as I was actually fighting, there's enough time between rounds that I actually cooled off. I take my neck protection off and I sit there and I sort of just pull my armor away like this. People put ice packs in there, you know, like you can kind of like manage your heat. But yeah, if heat's a big issue, it would be an issue sometimes. I was watching a video last night and they measured like how hot it used to get like in some of these armors, like, and they measured a helmet. It's like 115 degrees inside the helmet. Yes, Kyler, we endure. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna tag you guys or something. It'll be in the highlight video. You know, in the highlight, I shout out. Thanks for that share. Thanks about the shirt. So again, like, we'll talk about the shirt here in a second. What were we talking about before that? Did I answer the question about how to get started? Find a team near you. Look up Night Finder. You'll find a whole interactive map of all the teams. You don't have to be on a team. I do highly suggest though that you don't just jump in. You probably can't just jump in and not know anything about the sport, because there are requirements for things. Like there's a lot of swords out there that wouldn't pass for the rules. If you want to look up the rules, type in IMCF rules. Yo, confused. Yeah, it's like muscle memory now. Like, and I'm trying to keep track of my head. That's about 30. The funny thing is, I hope next time I get in a fight, I've been streaming and talking to chat, looking to the side and talking to chat so much now. It's like, I wonder if next time I have a fight, if I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna just be like going like this to the guy. A couple weeks ago, or a week ago, for one of my friends that tuned into the live, I did a blindfolded set. It goes by seconds. So that's the thing, like, I like about this. This sport's timed. Like, all the other things are so much cooler in ways because you can actually like thrust. You know what I mean? Where things like knowing how to use a buckler like this come in handy, like to go. And these kind of combos like this. Whoops, wrong way. You know what I mean? And how to work a buckler like this and throw strikes like this so you're guarding your hands and stuff like that, and whoosh, you know, like all this fancy stuff, and you can go bah, in the other sports. But then you just get hit once and you're done. I don't think they have. I don't know why it didn't show me about the Templar thing. Oh, unique. Yeah, so confused. It goes by seconds for the sport that I do. You can use a buckler and an axe for sure too if you wanted to in this. So so I don't think specifically. I couldn't say specifically like their stuff, but as far as like the actual historical like martial art of the sword fighting stuff, like if anyone doesn't know what HEMA is, it's like the actual like this where you take it from actual like manuscripts. And I used to do HEMA back in the day, and we'd sit there and you get out the manuscript book and it's written down, and you got to figure out what the heck is this dude talking about, how he's swinging. Like he'll describe like a combo, which side of the blade he's using, and winding the sword around. So all that stuff's like really documented. Part of it is like interpreting it, almost like dance is like an interpretation of the music. It's kind of like that in a way. It's almost kind of obvious what they're talking about, but not always. You might be like, how does that work? You sit there and you act it out from what he's writing down for the techniques that you use, if that makes sense. Those were some fun days. So yeah, so unique. Oh, if you want to check it out, look up I don't know how to spell it anymore. Lichtenauer, like it's a German name or something, or Fiore, and look up like type in Fiore manuscript or Lichtenauer manuscript. I have a whole PDF of the Lichtenauer book. It's like 100-some pages long, I think, and it talks about all not just sword fighting stuff. I said 1 second on a comment. So like not just sword fighting, like I mean, it even shows you all the things on like the wrestling and disarms, and like how you can wrap your sword and jam it in here and like disarm people, and like all the anything you can think of that's your sword and jam it in here and like disarm people, and like all the anything you can think of that's documented, it's in there. From the actual like master. He was like a master or something that went around and trained people in sword fighting, and he actually somehow didn't write it down himself, but somebody else did. Lichens, I do. Yeah, lichens are one of the clips. If you wanted to look it up, my gosh, it's probably all these live highlights are bearing all my actual combat videos, but the lichens are in a video. My Cincinnati Siege trip, you'd probably see like 4 or 5 videos. The one where I hurt my back in a longsword fight, but there's a little stretch of 4 videos where you can see actual fights, and the lichens are in a lot of them. Yeah, there's one that's called My Cincinnati Siege, My Day at Cincinnati Siege, and the lichens are in it. And then what about the Pell? Oh, nice. Oh man, confused. Yeah, I'm not gonna be at the Houston one. I was debating it, but I've been focused on BI, Boo Herd International, so much this year. Like, if anybody out there that just tuned in, jeez, how's everyone? Okay, time out for 1 second. Everybody that's just like tuned in, listen to me talk, and like hit this dummy. Like, you don't know, that's crazy. Much appreciated. We're gonna give you all another real set here. Let me just finish the one topic here, and we'll do a couple. We'll do like 3 nice 100% effort hits on the dummy. So I usually do for longsword, up until I did this million hits thing. I used to do like mock tournaments where I do like 30 rounds on here, timed. The rounds are 60 seconds, so I'd always do it for 75 seconds because I was always like, man, I don't want to fight just to the end. I want to be able to fight past the end. So I do 75 seconds on, 30-second break, and I just do it. I have a little timer, and it beeps. And legit, 30-second break. I do like 30 rounds of it. It's set for 24. I'd usually do probably on average 30 or 40. So I'd be getting in like 3,400 hits, but those were all timed. But right now, just so I can keep track of this million hits, it's a little bit easier for me to do it in sets of 100. And when I'm talking to chat, I'm kind of keeping track of my mind. I know I'm at least at 50. So after we get done with this kind of lackadaisical set, if that's what you'd call it, we'll do a couple real kind of more effort sets. Like we're at least 60 right now, and I can shout out who's that. Cincinnati is the biggest team, I'm telling you, in the country. Confused. And the Warlords that was mentioned in here earlier, although he left, but that's the team that got him. The Warlords are one of the best teams. Kenyans are ranked number 1 right now. But the Warlords are like a freaking awesome team, and they're in Dallas. So, yeah, it's just like... There's teams that are just good. There's some of the best teams that aren't even from a city. So let me just see. I can talk about that for a second. They're not even a city. Like the Berserkers, Dominus. Like, for example, 2 teams. Pale Horse. They're not even like from a city. It's just a bunch of people that fight together from all over the place just because they're all good and they like to win and be good together. You know what I mean? That's probably about 70 right there. Oh, what was I just talking about though before that? What's up, Green Knight Forge? Oh man, I see the avatar who followed Virgil. What's up? Ordo? Yeah. Matagos and Cryptids? Yeah. There's a lot of teams. Yo, and that's B talking. Hey, what's up, B? Yeah, there's a lot of teams out there. They're not even like from a city. Like we're from Pittsburgh. My teammate from Pittsburgh. Both of them actually fight on other teams. You know? And it's just because they're good. Like Dominus is like, has like a rotation of just like freaking all-stars. You know what I mean? Oh, man, wow. I'm still awake. I've been awake for almost 23 hours, everybody. I woke up at about 11 yesterday, and I had night shift. And then we got on here. It's been a pretty decent stream, so we're still going. That's got to be about 90 while we're talking. And I'm going to take one little drink here, and because so many people are still tuned in, we'll get a couple real sets in here. We'll do like 3 real sets. I'll move the camera so it's all on camera. Gator, thanks for the share. Oh. My favorite buckler. Like I was saying, I'm gonna have a stream one day where I just fix stuff. I need to fix this before long. Let me get this drink. It's sitting right here, everybody. All right. This is my energy. This is not a sponsorship, but this stuff was just $1. Less than $1 a can. I was like, I couldn't pass up the deal. I need some sugar to make sure that I don't totally deplete my glucagon or whatever storage levels in my muscles. Oh, the shirt. Okay. So, actually, in the very beginning of the stream, I was saying 4th of July. So my dad's side of the family has been here from like the 1700s or earlier. They're traced back to at least like in the 1700s. So my dad's side fought in like the war. Like for 4th of July, I'm related to somebody who fought in like 1776 or whatever. You know what I mean? So my daughter just joined this club. It's called like the Daughters of the Revolution. So if you can trace back your family tree to someone who fought in the revolution, you can be like a daughter of the revolution. Like my So it'd be like my, I don't know, great grandpa was, they had a, whatever, newspapers were invented. I don't know when the heck the newspapers were around. Were they always around? I don't know. But there's an article where he was like watching something with like I don't know, Civil War or something. You know, there's an article about him because he was young and like watching like the people in the family go off to fight, something like that. I gotta look that up. So, my mom's side though is they're from Armenia, so this is like my Armenian shirt. This is the coolest flag that they had. Geez, and I'm an idiot because I'm kind of forgetting the what the order of the flags were. But this is like maybe like the is it 12? The 12. I don't know, but someone actually recognized it as being like actually like Armenian an Armenian symbol. Like, I was like crazy, and I swear before I even streamed, this is what I wear underneath all my dueling stuff when I fight. And I put it on, and I was like, man, no one on earth ever knows what this shirt is, and here we are. Someone actually knew it today. Real scrub for sure. Yeah. It was like the first Christian nation, you know. So that's what this part is. Tap King. What's up, Tara? What's up, Carl? And Real Scrub. And thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna do, because there are a lot of people tuned in still. We're gonna do a couple good sets on here. Everybody, like, no joke. I was talking earlier how we used to play this game where I'm just a tone dude. Like, whether I'm excited, sad, whatever, I almost kind of sound the same. So when I'm saying like I appreciate everybody who's just tuned in for this. It's just crazy. Like much thanks. We used to play this game and you get a sentence like to read and an emotion, and you had to get everybody to guess like what emotion it was. It'd be like I like bread and butter pickles, and then my friends would be like it sounds like you're surprised. I'd be like, nope, sad. Like, what? Which brings me to the point, you know, like, I live stream on YouTube a lot. I used to, but stream it, I don't know why. The algorithm on here is so much better. You know how hard it is to get people to tune in to watch just a sword thing like this. So thanks for hitting that react button and the follow there. I don't know why it doesn't say who. Unique did. Thanks, thank you. We got a bunch of days to be out here, and every day I try and upload a highlight. So if you want to watch an actual upload of a clip from today, that's what it is. That's where we update the totals. All right, we're gonna get, wow. We've been on for a long time and we really haven't done a whole lot. So we're gonna do three pretty decent sets here. We're gonna get caught up. I want to get 2,700. Don't worry, we're not neglecting chat. I'm just getting a couple sets in here though. We gotta pick up the pace. Plus, with everyone watching, y'all want to see a little bit of me putting a little bit of work, right? Whoa. Man, I'm hitting my extension. I'm not hitting the dummy. Those were horrible hits with the shield. A couple of those. All right, a couple sets. Let me check chat in between though. This dummy just loves to move downhill. Yeah. Oh. I be drinking some scuba. Is this what y'all want to tune into? A skooma stream. Yeah, yeah. Probably none. But yeah, I do actually, like I was saying. I mean, just I've said it before. Hey, what's up? And Matt, thanks for hitting that like. Someone else may be up there. Christian, also thank you. Get ready for medieval times. Hitting that like. Someone else may be up there. Christian, also thank you. Get ready for medieval times to come back. I was saying yesterday that I would, if there was a real dragon out there and someone needed to fight it, I seriously, well, I mean, I got a daughter. I'd hate to get fried by a dragon, but I would fight a dragon. I would try it. Then someone asked, what if it's 2,000 feet long? I was like, well, probably not. It'd be pointless. What would I do with my little, with my war pick against a 2,000-foot dragon? Oh yeah, for sure. Yo, and Matt, again, thanks for the like. There's nothing that would keep you out of this sport, honestly. If you did have, there's a guy that fights with one leg. Like, you can watch, if you want to see it, there's another type of this sword fighting thing called harness fectin, like a harness fectin with a CH. And type in like harness fectin, one leg, and there's a guy with like a peg leg fighting with swords. So you can fight. I bet you if you wanted to, you could fight saber with one hand. You would have to have two, or else you're going to spend the whole time headbutting. And headbutting isn't going to get you very far if that's the only move you got. But you could fight one-handed. I fought one-handed. I won 3rd place at the Arnold Fitness Expo 2 years ago. 3rd place in buckler, and one of the rounds I just fought with one hand. I didn't even use my shield. I put it behind my back. And I was just like all about being like blocking with my sword, and bah, it's just the 5 points, the buckler. Yeah, we do. I actually got hurt at a Star Wars party. I do the Star Wars stuff too. Best date I ever went on recently. Do a set. It was a Star Wars event, a saber thing. And I won 2nd place. Like no joke. Not saying I'm like the best, but I won 2nd place out of 20 at a Star Wars lightsaber fighting event. But the thing is, I wasn't going like, I was sometimes, but when it comes seriously or close, I was just getting everybody. I had one guy where he was coming, and I just held up the lightsaber like this and backed up, and he literally walked right into it. But I fought some really good people at that tournament. I'll tell you all about it. Let me get this other set in. I got to work on some of these combos for speed. And remember to get my sword up to guard my head. But I'm at the point where I can hit this dummy all day long, and now I hope for when I fight for real, like I will never run out of energy in my arms, at least. Do I do stuff? You're talking about, am I doing this? So, yeah, I went to the Star Wars party. I was like I usually get into these things. Sometimes we get into those relationship talks. Single again. I don't know why. I get in these they're like online. They're like, I want a long-term relationship, and then you're like 6 months into it, and they're like I don't know if I want a relationship. I'm like, nothing would change. See each other every day. Text each other every day. Hang out with your friends. Hang out with my friends. I'm not asking to get married. Just like, hey, things are going pretty good. We should make it like official. I don't know if I want a relationship. I was like, here we go again. But anyway, the last one. Oh, I thought you were talking about me out there like I'm going like this. But yeah, so the last one, you know, I had like no free time. I was like, look, she likes Star Wars. She's like, oh, I mean, I've seen the movies. Like, well, I was like, I'm going to a Star Wars party. There's this huge bug there. If I can catch it and show everybody, I will. So she's like, it's okay. I was like, well, the only free time I have, I'm fighting in this lightsaber tournament if you want to come. And she's like, oh, I'd love to. I was like, dress up, like Star Wars. Cool, all right. So she came. I won second place out of 20 people. And it was like the best thing ever. That's my alarm to start waking up. That's how long, yeah. Because I thought I was gonna come home from work and go to bed. I got on here and here we are. Gonna get another good set in here. But yeah, you know, that one didn't work out either, you know. I don't know what it is. I think it's just a younger generation. I'm 46. I don't know. Probably like 80% of who I meet online, they're in their 30s. Like someone was saying here, they thought I looked like I'm 30. Maybe that's why. Like they just like, I don't know. It's just so weird. Maybe it's a generation thing. I'm like, hey, I'm not counting these. I'm like, hey, things are going pretty good. You know, like maybe we should make it like official. I'm gonna bring it up like, say it's my girlfriend or something. Until like I'm like, you know, that way if someone asks, I can say this is my girlfriend. These stupid alarms are gonna start going off. Those are my alarms to wake up. I don't know how many are set. We're gonna just have to keep ahead of that. So we're gonna keep the glove off of the shield hand in case I gotta hit the button for my alarms to wake up. You know? I don't know. Maybe it's a generational thing. They're all in their 30s. They're like, I don't want a relationship. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I had a pretty decent crowd yesterday, and one of those little seeds were flying by, and I went and I chased it and I caught it, and I was like, you blow on it, right, to make a wish? Yeah, I know. Like I'm not giving up. Like I should be going out with somebody this weekend. And she's in a dance. I'm a ballroom dance competitor. I still do it. I don't compete in it right now, but she's like, oh, I want to compete. There's a lot to do before you compete. But yeah, my partner and I used to be ranked third in the U.S. No, actually, I think it's third global for amateur Latin dance. Caught the seed yesterday on stream. I was like, you make a wish, you blow it, and it flies away, right? So it was like, I wish for world peace. I went, and then there's one on my arm. I was like, oh, and a girlfriend. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I don't worry about that much. If it happens, it happens. All right. Gloveless, just in case this alarm goes off, I'm gonna get right back to chat and just to see what's up, Giovanni, Mark, what's up, what is up, Cole? Oh man, but that's what I want to be. I would have so much less in my life. It kind of stresses me out a little bit being in my 40s. Like, I mean, I have a daughter. Her daughter, it's great, you know, like I get along with her mom. I see her like all the time. Now she's getting older, not as much because she does stuff with her friends and things, but so like I've met that goal in my life. It would have been nice to be married. Part of it is I work at a hospital, and you don't know how many like these like older dudes come in that are like at home alone and like have nobody there. Not that I need somebody there for like need somebody, but it would be nice. They come in, they're like 80, like never married. I'm like, man, what do you do? They're like, well, you know, like after you're stuck at home, you know, I'd like to get to where you're at. That's the goal. Yeah, it's my goal. I just gotta find the one. I don't know what it is. The new one I'm talking to, seriously, we already had to talk. She said that's her goal. I was like, awesome. We just need to meet in person, see if we get along in person as much as we do on the texting, because you never know. We might just meet up and like not like each other in real life, right? But yeah, I mean, shoot, if she likes dancing, boy, I'll have some dance videos on here again. Oh, I almost forgot. I must grab my blade. You're not allowed to grab your blade in Boo Hurt. You can't just grab somebody and go like this. I can grab on the handle. That button. I saw we don't have a glove on this hand. And it made me forget what number we're on. I think we're over 50. I know we were. Got it. Let's switch a little bit of a different animation here. I don't know how to think of other new things to do with a million hits, you know. I'm just hitting this thing a million times. There's only a certain amount of different strikes I can do. Everybody, we're at 1600 for today. This has been a great live. You know why it's been a great live? Because I'm hardly doing any sets. That means that we're going to have to stream longer, more days. Thanks, Unique. Hot Dog, Joker. Proof Apparel Shop. Hey, what's up, Nathan? It is, at times, yeah. Spinning 360. I don't do it myself. I'm surprised I don't, considering like being a Latin dancer. Throw your partner out there, whoop it around, catch her. Boy, I haven't really like done I can't do it in this dirt. Plus, you can't see my feet. Spotting's really good, you know. Whenever you spot, so you're looking right at something, so you don't lose your balance if you do 360. At least in dance, you know what I mean. But I'm surprised I don't. It is a viable option. My friend Rafal does spinning 360s all the time. I have not, but I'm gonna screenshot that to look it up. We'll see. I'll look it up. Rafal has a really nice 360 spin. He does them a lot. So does Sean Fabian. Also, he actually posted online. He posted 4 pictures from 4 different events where he does it with a longsword. He jumps up and does a longsword 360. He's actually pretty good at it. Maybe I should try it. Maybe one of these days we'll have 360 practice. All right, I will definitely find it. What's up there, Widowmaker and Speedy? Oh, dang it. Uh-oh. Hang on, watch. Earmuffs. That stupid alarm's going off. Let's leave this glove off. These are my alarms to wake up. Like I was saying, we're almost on being awake for 24 hours. Crazy. We're at 1600. I want to get 2,700. If I get 2,700, I met the goal for today. 27 to 2,800 in a day puts you on pace to get 1 million in a year. No, I gotta have both gloves on for the longsword. Alright. Like I was saying though, you know, I appreciate everybody that just hangs out because I'm like kind of just doing, it's like the same combos. It must be we're just having a good time chatting because I'm like, you know what I mean? Hit him from range. You're grappling. Hit him at torso a little bit. I'm always, even if we're in a grapple, I'm still always hitting. Block this right in their eye slot. Move your shield when you hit him right there. Get him from behind. Psych. That'd be pointless to elbow somebody in armor like that. Whoa, I missed with the shield. The dummy is walking away. Yeah, all right. Crazy, Hey, that's a legit tactic. I'm gonna see if the sun is up enough where we can actually come down. I want to move this camera. The thing with the dummy is it's going to keep moving. This might not be too bad down here now. We're going to move the dummy. Relocate. We got 10 more sets to do. That's the goal, everybody. Just so you know, for the live. 10 more sets. I think it's outdated info, but I was looking up, like, how long should you stream for, you know, on TikTok? And it says, the suggestion from even April of this year is still a half hour. I was like, I don't know how you even build an audience in a half hour. You know what I mean? Like, is that possible? I want to be, alright, I want to be in here with the dummy. Yeah, oh, this might be okay. Like, how are you going to stream for a half hour? I streamed for a half hour yesterday because that's all the time I had. I'm getting the board and my drink. We're going to get a little bit of sugar. And what's my plan for today? Like I was saying, I'm up for almost 24 hours. My daughter's got CPR class today because she needs that for this sports medicine she wants to do for this club in high school. That is when I'm going to sleep. When she's in CPR class, I'm going to get 3 hours of sleep. Then we got to go wash a horse for the show tomorrow. So it's going to be quite a while until I go to bed. But I'm kind of used to that sometimes. Do you? Oh, you stream for? Oh, there's an alarm. That's awesome. Like, you're talking about streaming on TikTok? I gotta make sure then that if you're following me, that I follow you back, so I can check some out. That seems reasonable. I think we started at just before 8, I think. like 750 or something. I was like, I'm streaming for an hour, but hey, everybody, you know, like this, everybody's still in the posse up here. That's crazy. I just appreciate it. I know a lot of people just tune in and they don't like chat, so. Do you? Okay, yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, so yeah, maybe. Do you ever like? Have you ever fought like? If you even had the interest. Thanks for the likes. If you ever had the interest to fight lightsaber, did you know like there's a whole league for that? I actually broke out my lightsaber in a live stream the other day. My competition saber. The Saber Legion is like a great league. I actually got hurt fighting in it though. I pulled a groin muscle. It was horrible. And I pulled a groin muscle at a Star Wars party, and I missed the whole 2024 season. I had all these events lined up. I could have probably done so well that year, and I couldn't even fight Boo Hurt in armor because I pulled a groin muscle fighting with a lightsaber. But anybody interested? Yeah, it's called the Saber Legion, like TSL, the Saber Legion. Whoops. And then the thing is, you can actually like you can get a competition saber, you know, and you can smack them off each other like pretty decently hard. Not that you want to smack lightsabers off each other like that hard on purpose, but they're built for competition fighting. Yeah, so it's sort of getting buried in there, all the events. But I do have a lot of event footage. Oh, hey, if you just click on my name or whatever, I have a pinned video of me of some of my cage match action, the one-on-one stuff, and then another one that's pinned is our team. It was 5-on-5s. I made a highlight video of us fighting 5-on-5s with is it the Arnold Classic? And that's when we actually got gold. Not gold overall. Oh, let me tell you about this. Wait, I owe the dummy 30 hits. Whoops. So at the Arnold, we fought like, duels were Friday. I fought duels. That year, I don't think I won anything in duels that year. And then we fought, the team stuff. Teza, what's up? What's up, Marion? Decent competition, steel sword or saber? Or I could just tell you for both. Duels were Friday. The next day, Saturday. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's fitness thing. The next day, Saturday, we fought 5-on-5 teams all day long. It was from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. something like that. It's only to get placed into the brackets for the next day. So the next day you wake up, you fight the whole day again. So we actually got to the #1 bracket. But then we got last place. But it's cool because, as a team, you know, we actually did it. We got into the highest league. Unique! Tell you what, for that, we're going to do a super set. Yeah, we're gonna max out. We're going to try and double it and get 200 on this dummy right here. And for those, yes, definitely deserve a high-intensity set. Much appreciated. Let's try. We'll do a really strong set here. The price, I'll tell you this. Whoa, I'm used to just getting 40. It's still going up. That's crazy. Unique. $195. You can use this in HEMA as a tournament sword. I use it as a training sword. I'm watching those roses still go, and that's thank you. Like I was saying, the last episode, we're hitting this dummy with sharp swords, and so all the proceeds are going to buy a dummy. If there's anything that in a year to go after, I'd like to get a camera to put. Maybe we could have a point of view camera, but oh my God, I thank you. We're gonna do a set of 200 for that. Maybe interrupted for my alarms that are supposed to wake me up. About $195. You can use it in tournaments in HEMA. A sword like this, $19.99 to $30. Tournament steel sword that I use for fighting in armor for my tournament sword was like $250. But it's built like I had it custom. I had them put the center of balance like right in the cross guard, and I had them specifically make a certain length of the grip. Like $250 for a longsword. But I didn't know if you're talking about saber. I think my tournament lightsaber is about $115. All right, what's up there? My last couple breaths before we do the superset there for unique. What's up there, Duncan and Tricky, who just joined? All right, here we go. We're gonna get 200 Archie green, which is good, and I like to try and do that when we get some kind of donation, because it puts a little bit of effort on my part, because I'm already doing activities. You know what I mean? So my solution is to bump up the intensity a little bit. Let's see if we can even just get 200. That would actually round up to 2,000 hits for the day so far too. All right, here we go. And that's without many breaks. Whoa! Breaks as in standing around out here. I can't turn this off without the whole broadcast would go blurry. Now I lost track. We'll say this is 30. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Oh. Alright, that's about 100. Quick little jiggle to get the forearms loose up. Alright. Block. That's about 150. $77, $78, $79, I think that's like 180. Yo, I hate taking that glove off because that totally chewed up my hand. I was just trying to keep that glove off in case I hit that button that signs that stupid alarm. Thanks, Unique. Thanks for that donation. Oh. Whew. Yo, that looked like someone with the Mr. Beast logo. That wasn't Mr. Beast himself, was it? Trash Knight Ringo, everybody. I don't even know if he's still here. One of the best. See, I'm pointing at Trash Knight Ringo. Ringo, if you're there, whew, that'd be awesome. You tuned in during like my crazy 200 hits. And anyone else look, Trash Knight Ringo, one of the best and most experienced fighters in this sport. So, well, Unique, you're keeping track. Nice. I should have looked at chat. I would have seen what total we were on. Thank you for actually keeping track of that too. That was a little bit mindless after a little bit. That alarm went off. I forgot what we were on. So, those 2 sets puts us at 2,000. So we got 7 more sets to go for the live stream. Oh, and we are at 65,412. Oh, I'm so tempted to get some, you know, I don't want it to end in 412 again. So we're going to do a set here too, like a random number generator where we'll get like 43 or something, you know what I mean? We'll do that at the end, just so it's not like something again 412. I don't like it to just repeat. I want to do like an even number every time. You know what I mean? So we're at 67,412, and that is 6.7% of a million. You know what's funny? Oh, nice. All right, cool. Somehow it worked out. When I would train on the dummy, right? Like, you know what's actually gonna happen? Because this dummy's getting pretty beat up. I'm gonna have to buy the new dummy, and we're gonna have to slash the new dummy with the sharp swords in the last episode, because this one's gonna be totally beat, and it's not gonna be as fun if it's already got slices and breaks in it. And after we hit 1 million, don't worry, we'll think of something. We'll keep live streaming if things keep staying like doing pretty good lately. All right, so 7 sets to go, and then a random number generator. What's up, Bleak? If you ever see me hold my sword here, what's up, Parkway Drive Love? It's so I can read. Like, for some reason, I have a real problem reading names if I don't have a background behind it. What's up, God? What's up, Dan? And what's up, Dawn? I bet you what happened. I bet Ringo logged into his TikTok and it just put him into my live. You know, like he opened TikTok and it was like, here you go, Bachata Nights live. So he probably like tuned in and just like scrolled right out. I don't always stream this early. Sometimes I stream really late. All I can say is anyone who followed, anyone who's tuned in, wants to come back again, even if you don't follow, you'll probably find me on here random times during the day. But odds are I'm usually on somewhere around 2 p.m., like New York City time. This has got to be about 30. And today, I was just happening to get off night shift. The best thing I can say is I try and at least post my updates on above my avatar. So like where it says like, you know, where you can put your thoughts, the little notepad thing. So usually I will post it there. Like I'll be like, going live tonight, which would mean probably somewhere between 8 or 9 p.m. like New York City time. Oh, the alarm! Those are my alarms to wake up, everybody. I've been awake for 23 hours and 28 minutes. That's one thing I like about working night shift, though, is that, like, so my daughter's got this class today, and I'm taking her to it. Like, I don't have to schedule off work. Like, I could wake up at, if I would have just went to bed, I could wake up and take her to it because more things happen in the daytime than at night. So yeah, you know, like if I need to get my car inspected, doctor's appointment, and I have to call off work, I work at night, so I could just either stay up or take a nap, go to it. Plus, it's less stressful at night, working in a hospital at night. Of course, if something happens at the hospital, you're kind of on your own. You know, like I work on a cardiac unit. It's so much, not that it's nice that you have to do CPR. I wish you never had to do CPR on anybody, but if you do, it's just you and a couple of people that are working with you, and you get one doctor. You usually get a doctor, you get it like another intensivist that comes by. You get some people from anesthesia, you get people that come by, someone comes from the CCU, but it's just you all there. In the daytime, like everybody and their mom, all the managers come by, they're like, oh, they're like a code. They just stand there in the hallway, breathe up all the oxygen, they don't get in the way. It's just so much less stressful at night. Like if you run a code at night compared to the daytime. I'm guessing that was 100. I'm so certain earlier that we forgot to chart one of these anyway. And like I said, you know, we'll hit 1 million and we're going to keep going a couple streams after. So it's not like, it's going to be a pretty good estimate when we hit 1 million. Urban Cowboy was here, right? Oh, Ashton B. Nice. Yeah, my daughter's going to get her certification today. So she wants to do like the sports medicine thing at school, like the sports medicine club. So it's like, you know, she'll be at like all the football games, for example. You know, like the trainer, I guess they hang out with the trainer and they do take care of like sports injuries, stuff like that. So she's going to get certified today. That's awesome that you are too. I mean, I have to have mine for work. I did, yeah. So the two, I swear I forgot to write a little bit down, but the 200 finish off an even 2,000 for today. You know what's crazy? So when before I started streaming, I would usually it would take me 45 minutes to get 24 sets in. So, stupid alarm, sorry everybody. I can't turn them off without making the live stream go blurry. That's when everyone likes to tune out. Yo, 2 hours. And I like because we're hanging out, and I'm not any kind of time schedule. We're just getting 1 million hits. You know what I mean? But my workouts, whenever I would do it alone, with the timer, it takes me 45 minutes to do almost as much as we did today in like over 2 hours, about 2 hours. That's the kind of pace. It's different, but it's fine, you know. I enjoy the live streamings. I like to talk to people who I don't like to just stand in my house anymore and hit this dummy by myself. Like, oh, you know, I do, and I would do it pretty intense. I would do longsword every 4th day in armor. Man, these alarms. How many do I set to wake up? Sorry. That's probably so loud. Yeah. Ashton, yeah, that's awesome. Got to for work, I guess. Well, for nursing, you know. Probably, well, and everybody in the hospital does. Boy, I'm going to do a set left-handed while we're talking here. So, the last time I got recertified in CPR at work, right, was my partner was this, I don't know what she does there. She wasn't a nurse, but like everybody like that's involved in patient care has to know CPR, right? So she was my partner. She's probably about to retire and just like really out of shape. So, you know, like you step on the stool so you can get a little bit of a better like over the patient if you have to. And like she got out of breath just stepping on the stool, and I was thinking this might be a little bad. And she's pushing on a dummy like she's going like this. And the instructor's like, you're not going deep enough. She's like, oh. I was like, man. I mean, not that some people just, you know, maybe she has some kind of problem. I was like, man, she was gonna probably need CPR from us. I just couldn't believe it. Actually, before I even got into nursing, I used to think they'd be like, you know, like cluster care. So people don't, like, people come in like extremely short of breath, where they get short of breath just like brushing their hair, and I'd be like, someone can brush their hair and get out of breath. And no joke, you know, I get patients sometimes. They're laying in the bed, like just to sit up, take their pills. They're like, like get short of breath. It's so crazy, like how the body can get to that point. And it's usually not their fault. It's from like heart failure or COPD. Yeah, right. Yeah, if everybody knew it, the world would be a better place. They should teach it in school. Honestly, you know what? I think it should just be for free. Like, I don't know, I paid $68 or something for the CPR class for my daughter. Like, if it was free and it was at school, my daughter's 14, you know, and she's gonna learn it. So it's like, yeah, you know, it would be a safer place maybe. I mean, you figure for at least, I don't know if you're in the U.S., but in the U.S., like, heart failure is so, like, prevalent. You'd think, like, that it would be something that everyone should just know. I mean, usually you're doing it because not for heart failure, but I'm saying cardiac issues. You know, yeah, usually you're not doing CPR because someone is in just like having a CHF exacerbation or something. I'm gonna say we were on 30 because I kind of wasn't paying attention. This is left-handed, everybody. What's up there, Chicky77? And I'm not lying. She was pushing this hard. This almost looks like the dummy in that we did on. She was pushing it this hard. Like you know, above it. You know, I'm not saying, like, just pretend the dummy is like with her weight, she's like going that far and like out of breath. I was thinking, oh my God, don't let me need CPR, and she's the one. Oh, Unique. Hey, and you too, man. It is an awesome. We had an awesome conversation. That's for sure. I just, you know, I think my main topics are after the. I like to be able to try and spread this sport. Is the main thing. And the other thing too is I try and get on. I rub it in people's faces all the time. Like, cause you know what happens is. I challenge anybody to an hour-long sword fight. I was like, I would love to fight someone for an hour in longsword for points on the biggest forum for this fighting stuff. And everyone's like, oh, that's a stupid idea. Like, no one would want to do that, or no one could do that. I was like, dude, I throw like 4,000 strikes in 45 minutes on like my workouts. I was like, it's not going to be like just bang, 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 you know, for an hour. I was like, you're going to have to stand there and kind of recuperate. And if you're recuperating, another person's hitting you, you know, like, you got to react. And then I'm sure they're going to run out of energy, and they're going to have some time where you stand around, but you get a whole hour. I was like, bring a squire. You can call like 2 timeouts where you can get a water break or something, you know what I mean? And everyone's like, stupid idea. Yeah. You and I are certain that something like that's happened. So I was like, all right, whatever. That was something I was going to do, and I was going to live stream it. And I was going to promote it, though, like as an event, you know, like we're fighting. I was going to go to a park, no boundaries. You can walk down in the creek if you want to fight in the creek. No boundaries. You start 50 feet apart. It starts, you get an hour. No retreat, though. You can't just retreat. You can't just be like, you can't just like run away. You can't constantly run away. You can't pace the same as somebody and walk 200 yards up a hill backwards while they're just following you. You know what I mean? Like, you can't retreat. That would be like the only rule. But, yeah, everyone's like, dumb idea. No one would do it. It's like, all right. So this is my thing. So I posted on there. I was like, hey, everybody, I'm going to get 1 million hits. Everyone's like, you're going to get hurt. Which I might still. We're not even 100,000 into it. But yeah, you know, like, everyone's like, stupid. But at the same time, you know how many people might have come by today and might have actually checked out like armored MMA or something? That's part of the point of it too. And the other thing is, so now whenever I hit like 100,000, I post back on there like, hey, we're at 100,000 on day 30 or something. People are like, oh my God, that's crazy. I'll be like, see? I'm pretty certain that was close to 100. If it wasn't, left-handed. We got all my alarms must have gone off. 2,200, 500 to go. And it is called sword strikes, but I count shield punches too. It's hits on the dummy. So 1, 2, you know, the punches. If I just place the shield on it, I usually don't count it because I'm not actually hitting it. I'm using it to set up a strike. Yo, morning, dude. Mike Drake. Oh, man. I wasn't even going to stream today. And look where we're at. So in 19 days, we're going to be at, I don't know. I can't even add right now. I was saying I've been awake for almost 24 hours. But at least 67, probably about 68,000 hits in 19 days. I wasn't even going to stream today. I'm still awake from last night. I was like, you know what? Let me move this camera because now the sun is getting in the way. Chasing the sun, everybody. Chasing the shade. There's an alarm. Just as I said, I wonder how many alarms I set. Those, Mike, if you're still there, those are my alarms to wake up this morning. I was like, I'm going to go home from work. I'm going to take a nap, wake up, take my daughter to this class. TikTok's like, it scared me, you know. I made this level like, I don't even really know how they work. I was like D1. D1. It's like saying you're close to C5. I'm like, I don't know what C5 is. But I was like, but then it's almost like threatening you. It's like, you don't have any shields. I was like, uh-oh. Yo, Mike Drake, thanks for getting the gifter badge, for hitting that like button. I'm like, man, I was like, it's almost like trying to scare me, you know? It's like, you're at D1. I was like, it says like, if you don't stream, I think if I skipped a day, I'd be all right. But it's like, it makes it sound like if you don't stream every day, you'll get demoted. So I was like, you know, I better get on. What happened? We had, like, we're still like in 80. Everybody's just tuned in. We better get a set in. Everybody's just tuning in. We're going to get a nice, crazy set. You know, but I'm like, crap. I was like, I better stream or TikTok's going to demote me. Oh. I don't even know what these leagues and level things are, but we're a D1. That's why the title of the stream's like almost a C5. Hey, might as well do it. All right, everybody. Let me just check chat. We're going to do a couple sets on here. What's up, Monty? What's up? Oh, did you? That's cool, Ashton. My bad. That's cool, Ashton. You got it in high school. What's up, Jonas? Big set coming up. We're approaching 2,500 hits for today. The stupid alarms that are going off. I have to leave this glove off so that I can hit the alarm. All right, here we go. Hammer punch to the shoulder. There's some fireworks. People letting off fireworks at 10 in the morning down here in the city, the little city. believe that was a little bit over 100. Absolute cinema. If you're serious, I appreciate it. Even if you're not serious, I appreciate it. Appreciate the comment. Oh, man. Sometimes I watch my videos. Not sometimes, I usually do. To find a good clip. And sometimes I am like, man, that's a really nice looking set. It's just, it's so different. You can spar for hours. You put the armor on, it's totally different. What's up, Chris? Yo! 161. What? For that set? Was it? Alright, I'm so glad you wrote that, because that is how we're going to get our random number generator, everybody. And everybody else up in the posse up here that's been tuning in. Mike Drake down here, awesome dude. If you can see, he's in a set of armor in his picture. The armored peeps are in the house. So I'm going to take his word for that as 161, and we're going to get our random number. So the way the random number generator works, the RNG today is 61. So when we add it all together, it won't just be 412. It'll actually be something like 73. I don't like to have like just an even 3,000. You know what I mean? We're streaming till 11 or 2,700 hits. Actually, whichever comes later. Thank you. 11 a.m., which is in 15 minutes, or we still owe 4 sets. 5 sets would put us basically at what you need to do to get 1 million hits in a year if you did it once a day. What's up? Uh-oh. No. Here, I gotta answer this text message. Okay, nice. And smiley face. Ha! That's my daughter's mom. If I don't catch it, then I actually have to, like, get out of the broadcast. I'd wait 15 minutes. That wasn't a big deal to reply right away. But it's good I caught it. Alright. Just so everybody knows, 15 minutes. Oh my god, and we're at 15,000 likes. Wow. Well, TikTok said I had to stream today. I'm glad I did. Yeah, Mike, you too. Mike Drake, everybody. Cincinnati. People were asking about Cincinnati earlier. You know? So, yeah, I was like, best team, biggest team in the U.S. Justin Blue, what's up? Thanks for hitting that like. All right. Whichever comes second, we'll just do 15 minutes. I bet we get the time in. Whichever comes later, though. 15 minutes or 4 sets. It's probably going to be the 15 minutes. So maybe we'll do some extra sets. Uh-oh. There's alarms. If you just tuned in, those are my alarms to wake up. I should have been sleeping and waking up right now. But I decided to stay up and do some strikes on the Pell for TikTok today. Good thing I did, though. It's been a great stream. And I redid that grab because I was like, I need to get in the habit of after, like, if you get in a clinch and I can knee somebody, is push off. And I can't turn them off. I can't turn those things off without making the whole stream go blank. And what happened? I hit the snooze button and it just went out of my head. I believe we were over. I believe we were very close to 100. We will say we are at 80. One thing I wanted to like invest in And I don't know if I can, but I want to find a digital scoreboard where I can just have a scoreboard behind me and we can just have this constant like digital LED display of what we're at. The thing is, oh, and Ashton, yes, and thanks for the follow. Good talking with you, Ashton. I had found, so I found a app, right? And what it does is it records sound. So every time it heard this, you know, it's an audio counter. You set it to like a decibel level. Apparently, I was hoping it would set to an actual unique sound. So if it heard this sound, that's what would count. However, it just sets it to a decibel level. So I tried it out. The thing is, if I talk too loud, or if I go, oh, it counts as a sword strike. The other thing is, it doesn't count it fast enough. So if I'm doing a set, and it's actually like this fast, like instead of counting 8, it would count like 4. So that app didn't work. But I wanted, thanks for the share. Yo, what's up, Mr. California? What is up, Adam and Steven? And Red, it switched too quick. And Ariel and Anton. So I thought I'd found the answer. I have to try and estimate what we're on. But you know what I mean? Like, it would have been such a great app if that would have worked out. I gotta move this camera because we're getting a little bit of a glare. And anyone that just tuned in, we're at 2,000, almost 2,500 for today. Oh, gotta reply his text message. All right, that's about what time am I heading over there? Which is why I'm just streaming till 11 or 2,700 hits because I pick up my daughter to go to a class. But yeah, if I had that app and it worked, it would have been so cool because I would have taken the whole counting thing out of it. You know what I mean? Yo, Adam. Okay. Yeah. Now we're going. All right. We're gonna do a longsword set, and then we'll do a sword and buckler set. Let's see some swings. I need to move this back a little bit because we're doing a longsword. Yeah, and thanks for hitting that like button. This has been a very talkative stream. It was a very active chat today. All right, that should be good. Yeah, usually I would have had probably another 1,200 hits in. I believe that was 100 for that. We'll get in a sword and buckler hit here. There's that beetle, everybody, I was talking to you about. That giant bug. Whoa. All offense. Yeah. Hey, oh, so yeah, if anybody, I'm gonna let this beetle go though before I become its next target. So in Boohurt, you're fighting for 60 seconds per round. You have to win by points, strikes. It's not like where you hit them one time and whoever gets hit first loses. It's a time. Oh, yo! All right, Seamstress. Wow, just in time. All right, Seamstress. right. Haha. Thank you, seamstress. So, I do, Adam, thanks. And Adam, so Adam, I'm still owing you the sword and buckler set. Seamstress, thank you for that donation. So we're going to do another set, super cool intensity set for seamstress by night. These are just kind of like, it's a who gets most points. So, I don't often block here. I do quite often block in my fights. Actually, if all I can say is you can look back at some of my fights, my real longsword fights and stuff, where I do actually block a good bit. There's one of the last ones I had, you know, I was blocking a lot. Block, hit, you know what I mean? I'd see the guys, I actively block and try and turn them into strikes. But with the dummy, it's kind of hard because they're not. I did fake a block earlier, though. I faked one block today. I said it out loud. I said, block! Alright. This is still that set for Adam because he was like, let's see some strikes. So here we go. Oh, I just hit myself in the... Oh, so close to taking myself out. I slightly grazed it. Alright, starting over. If you see me doing this, this is technically me blocking, or this. Oh, that was a crappy kick. Alright, now we're going to be on to the seamstress set. Oh my. D Lives, what's up? What's up there? Redneck, what's up there? Arden, what's up? Ryland, seamstress, if you're still there. Totally unplanned stream today. I should have went to bed. I'm still awake from yesterday. We've been awake for 23 hours and 56 minutes. Woo! It was such a nice live stream today, though. I just got carried away. Here we are, like hours later. I was just going to jump on and get like 1,000 hits, but yeah. Alright, seamstress's set is coming up right now. And actually, that'll put us right at the goal for today. So we'll do this. No, I know I'm going to. Well, I can't yet. I'm taking my daughter. Like, I'm wide awake, so I'm good, like, driving whatever. I'm taking my daughter to her CPR certification. The thing is, when she's in there, it's a 3-hour class. I'm going to take a nap. But then we have to wash horses. I'm going to bed early tonight, I can tell you that. I'm doing this. I couldn't. The neighbors are out. Oh, he started up his lawnmower. I was just say they're out, but they know what we do over here. Like I say, my neighbors have watched us have our team practices over here, beating each other up in the yard. What's up, Sammy? So if you just tuned in, this is training for fighting in armor. This is not really training for fighting armor. I fight in armor. This is just my idea of doing 1,000,000 hits. Seamstress is going to get a set right here, and then we'll do a kind of chill set while we wrap things up. Then we'll get a score for today. All right, here we go. This is that one for seamstress by night. Oh, such a crappy punch. I keep maxing out my range, and I like just don't even hit the dummy. We're gonna start that set over, everybody. Plus, I need to move this dummy out of the fire pit. We had all that rain, and it just cleared out this big slippery dirt hole here, and it just keeps going down. Everything, it keeps moving downhill. My backyard has no flat spots, so It is what it is. All right, here we go. Oh, I'll tell you why. I will tell you exactly why. I would show you why, but it's inside. My saber that I usually use is so. This longsword here is actually so this is a steel sword. It's like a HEMA sword, right? This thing has probably hit this dummy, the heavy bag, the tires, the tree stump at the park. I swear I've already probably put in 1,000,000 hits with this thing in my life. It's actually like held up very well. So the thing is, if I don't want to put the wear and tear in my actual dueling sword. This one is actually very close to my dueling sword where the balance is. See where it bounces? And my dueling sword is literally like right about here. So the big difference is I actually like this grip a lot more than my dueling sword. So I get used to this grip, but it just saves the wear and tear. Like I'm just hitting a dummy here, but I just don't want to put the miles on my actual good sword I used to fight with. The saber, which I used to use a lot more. Actually, I used to use a lot more in the beginning when we started doing these live streams, but it started developing a rattle in the grip. So how it's set up. Thanks, seamstress. So how my appreciate it. So how my saber's set up is like this. So you got on the grip. My dueling saber. This whole thing is one piece. The outline of the grip and the pommel is one piece, and it's hollow inside. And then it's not like a tank that's peened in here. What it is, so the whole blade comes down and it inserts into the outline. I have no clue why they designed it this way. And then it's welded in a way that it won't come back out and that it sits like really flush. But it started to actually have this like wiggle to the cross guard. And when I was actually like beating the dummy with it, I could actually hear it, like I'd hit it and you could hear it go clank, 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 because something inside is getting worn out. So from hitting this dummy, even though it's a soft dummy, my actual competition saber is getting, something inside is now getting worn out. So I use this is just 20 bucks, and the bounce on it isn't too bad. The bounce on it's actually really bad. It's up here. Like my dueling saber is actually a lot closer. So it's not exactly the same, but at the same time, like I'm just saving the wear and tear on my actual good swords. If that makes. Thanks for the share, Jen. Thank you. So we're gonna do. Let me write those sets down. Hold on. All right. So we are going to be at goal. I can't believe actually how long I spent. We just spent so much time just chatting today. So we're gonna be at 2,861 after I do this set. I'm just gonna preemptively mark it in here because we're gonna do a set of 100 while we're talking, and then we'll get a total. And then I have to take a shower. I'm gonna brush my teeth again. It's like I've been talking out here, drinking this RC Cola. It's weird, like I've been talking for so long, like I got a taste in my mouth. Maybe from just breathing in all this. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I'm gonna take a shower, brush my teeth again. There goes the other neighbor. See, they know what we do over here. But I gotta go pick up my daughter for a class. I gotta take a nap while she's in the class. We're gonna do this set though while we just talk to wrap things up. So anyone else who's out there who wants to just, yes, Austin, and oh nice, yeah, Austin. I'll tell you 1 second. Yo, and is it an S or a 5? 5723. Thank you for hitting that button. I can't believe we got 15,500 likes today. That's insane. I wasn't even gonna stream today, but TikTok was threatening me. They're like, it makes it sound like if you don't go live every day, that they're gonna demote you. And I was like, oh my god, I'm like at a D1 level, and I was like, it's saying you're almost at a C5, but if you don't stream, you know, you're gonna lose your rank. I was like, well, I won't go to bed after work. I'll just stream a little bit, and here we are. Like we did a whole freaking 3 hours or something. I don't even know. It is crazy. So, to answer that question, to get into sport, I see, thanks for hitting that like button. As soon as I start talking about last set, everyone's coming by. So everyone is just tuned in. We're getting 1 million hits in a year. I fight in armor. If you want to fight in armor, like this question here, you don't need to be on a team. You don't need to... The one thing you need is to talk to someone who does this sport if you want to do it, because unfortunately it's expensive, and yeah, right, yeah, that's the thing. They want you on here. They kind of like low-key threatened me like to stream today. I was like, well, I don't know, I'm at a D1. It's tempting. They're like, you're almost at a C5, but if you don't get on today, you're gonna be back to a D whatever. Thanks for the Miss Ella. Thanks for the follow. So I don't know how it works. I'm not streaming. Yo. Someone just do a seamstress. All right, Fred Hartme. We're gonna do another extra set. I have the time. It's not like I have to rush off here. I kind of do, but I don't. So we're gonna do the chat set, and then the last set's gonna be for seamstress donation. Thanks for hitting that like. We're gonna get a heavy duty set in here. Yo, wow, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. What's set 5 mean? 5 sets? Let's do it. For those donations, we're gonna do 5 sets. Let me finish this. We're gonna do a set of 500. Let me finish this question because I'm gonna be away from chat for a second. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So yeah, make sure you talk to somebody. Anyone who wants to join, you don't have to be on a team. You don't have to live near a team. There are plenty of teams that just look for people for an event. They're like, hey, we're fighting in Cleveland, or there's an event in Cleveland. We need 6 more people to come. You can be like, hey, I'll come. I got the armor. You know, you might not even have all the armor. You might just know someone that's gonna hook you up. And a lot of times people have an extra set of armor. You know, you don't need to be on a team. You don't need to join anything. You do need to know what you're doing when you buy stuff. This sport is stupid expensive to get into, depending on your means, you know. This shield was like, I don't know, you remember. This shield, believe it or not, was like, I think it was over $100. It's lasted me a long time. Armor, $2,400 I spent for my first set of armor. 6 years later, though, I still have that same set of armor. And you know what? I only bought 1 set of armor that lasted me this whole time. I have other sets, but you know what I mean? Like, that set of armor, if I didn't have advice on, like, where to go to get it made, I got it made by a guy in Ukraine through Facebook. You know, like, back in the day, it was so hard to figure out how to get armor. You know, you don't want to buy... A perfect example I was talking about earlier, one of my friends who started a team, he bought a whole set of armor. He posted this video. He's like, yeah, this is how you open a beer bottle in armor. And he had like his metal gauntlets on, and he popped the cap off the beer. thinking that's like a cool video, but everyone's like, dude, your armor is too thin. It doesn't pass. It's not going to pass. You're not going to be able to fight in it. Like, you spent all this money, you know? So don't, my only tip is don't buy anything until you talk to somebody, get some hands-on experience. Go to an event if you can, or just meet up with somebody that knows what they're doing in person, or have a very, very good understanding before you buy anything. Like this dude, no joke, bought a whole set of armor. He popped this can. Oh, I know, right? It was the coolest set of armor in the sport. It would have been totally historic, but it was thin. He got it like made like too thin. It's full plate, and people could just tell because like I don't know all the armor terms, but the parts that kind of hang down over here that with the leather straps, you could just tell is kind of flimsier metal. And he posted it like it was like the coolest, is going to be the coolest thing, opening the beer bottle. And all the comments were like, man, like that armor is not safe for boo hurt. You know, you can't use that. I felt so bad. You spent all that money. So don't need to be on a team. Don't need to live near anyone. Train, exercise. Only buy the stuff once you're for sure you're getting it legit. Alright, I wrote down one of the sets preemptively, so we're doing a set for that donation. We're gonna do 500, and then that's gonna be the live for today, for Seamstress's donationaire, and everybody tuning in. Ford fan, what's up? Here we go. I'm gonna keep trying to if anyone chats, I'm gonna try and get to it, but it's not gonna be the most crazy because we gotta do 500, and I gotta keep track of it in my head. So that's like probably 10. I might switch to left-handed sometime. So that's probably 50. I feel like I'm on an elliptical machine. $75. I live in Pittsburgh. If you live in Texas, look up Warlord. Are you near Dallas? First, are you near Dallas? All right, that's 100. Houston. Oh, so Houston. I'm almost certain there's a team in Houston. 101. Go look up Night Finder. Thanks for that share, Benjamin. Look up nightfinder.org. Don't type it in as URL. Just type that as the thing and click on as a result. It should bring up the Night Finder page. In Texas, there's a couple in Texas, but if you go to Dallas, one of the best teams in the whole U.S. is Dallas Warlords, and there are things called Warlord Combat Academy. Sometimes I wear one of those shirts. I've been there. It's a great place. So yeah, I mean, the Warlords have they're one of the best teams in the U.S. I fought the Warlords. It's about 130. I fought the Warlords, and I was fighting with the Barbarians back in the day, and we got killed. Like, no joke. It was the 5-on-5 stuff. It was no joke. They're such top level. Dallas is one of the best places to be for this sport. All right, that's about 150. Hammer punch. I said that and almost lost track. I think. All right, so I think that's 200. You can. I tell you what, there's someone that's about to jump in on it. We were talking in the DMs. I think you're gonna see someone else doing it. You should definitely, if you want to. Heck yeah. That should be 250, right? 250? Am I saying that right? 250? It's not 150. I swear we're on 250. I will be such an idiot if I miss it by a whole 100. I'm pretty sure it's 250. Yes, yes we are. I hope that means 250. Freaking yes. Seamstress, you are so right. Yo, if you live in Texas, Houston, oh my God, am I an idiot that I didn't think of that? The biggest event that you will ever see in the U.S., possibly, is in Houston this year. Seamstress. Yes, look up IMCF. 250. Thank you, thank you. And these are kind of chill hits. As I was saying, I have been trying to tone down my left hand a little bit. That should be like 350, I think. Whoops. Oh! Hit myself in the head. That was left-handed. Well, no. We're at over we're at like over 67,000. I'll show you here in a second. This is my set of like it's to pay off the donations. Trying to earn that donation that I got. I can't do a set of 500 like see there right out the window. I believe that's we're definitely gotta be at 400 because I lost track a little before that. We're at about 68,000 in 19 days. So the 350 was saying I have a big set here. I was just gonna get off, but Seamstress by night saved the stream. But don't worry, I'm not saying donate anything because I am getting off after the set of 500. But we're gonna get the total. I'm not just jumping right off. We'll say bye. But I was like, yeah, it was like a birthday cake. It had the number 5 on it. I was like, yeah, let's do 5 sets. Now I'm just talking, and I'm guessing we're probably at least 40. I'm so convinced that I forgot to write down a set of 100 earlier too, so we might even be a little farther ahead. And some of these sets I've even been doing a little extra. As Mike Drake pointed out, I'd actually done 61 extra hits earlier on something. We're just kind of chatting though right now. I'm not even keeping track. I'm pretty sure we're at like 450. It could be a little more. Kicks count, those count, this count. Basically, it's not just sword strikes, but any legal hit that you can do in armored combat. Yo, and bases loaded. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I might get the whiteboard out. If you're still there, bases. Heck yeah, thank you. we're gonna do a Grand Slam baseball talk. We're gonna be at the Grand Slam here in less than a year at this pace. We'll be hitting that million. Right now, I'm on pace to hit. A million 100 days early. Because basically, if I have free time, I'm just kind of out here doing this. And some sets are a lot more max effort than this. But like I'm saying, this is a set of 500. These are all decently. They're not wimpy hits like this. If you're here for some of the sets I do, they're pretty I was gonna say creepily intense. I don't even know if that's a good description. One, ba, ba, ba. I swear that was at least 500. Philip, Jason, I'm gonna get that. And bases, thank you for hitting that like button. So here's where we're at. I said earlier, I actually wrote down one already because that was supposed to be the wrap it up set. So we already did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So today, day 19, we're at 3,261. 73. I will have to use a calculator because I've been awake for almost 24 hours. Off the top of my head, I just know we're at least probably at 68,673 or something like that. We are at 6.8% on the way to a million. Now I have to get a shower because I have to pick up my daughter. She's got a CPR class. Yo, what's up there, Evan? Seamstress, thanks. I swear to you, not a single problem, except right here. Sometimes I am taking tomorrow off, just so everybody knows, because we got a horse show. And I'm calling off work. People watch me from work. They're probably at work watching me doing this, and I'm about to call off for tonight. They know I'm feeling kind of sick. They'll be like, "Weren't you just outside in your backyard doing 3,000 strikes on the Pell?" Oh no, I'm sick. But I have to call off because my daughter's got this show, and the only way I can get her there and back is if I call off tonight, because we got to be at the barn at 6 a.m. Because we're driving an hour and a half to this show, so we got to go get the horses, and it's probably her last year for horse jumping, so that's kind of sad. But she's doing some other things. She just got into lacrosse, so yeah, you can even, sometimes we stream. I throw the lacrosse ball. If she misses it, I hit the dummy 10 times. If it's my fault she missed it because I threw it bad, I hit it 15 times. The other night, I got in like 928 strikes on the dummy just from us being in the backyard. See, and how has everybody come by right when we're wrapping it up? We're going to do 3 more hits on the dummy, everybody. 3 hits for free, just so everyone knows and sees what we're doing. Yeah, dude, I spend so much time outside. Like you probably heard me say, right? I get on these dating apps and they're like, "What's your favorite show?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch anything. Look what I mean, you don't watch anything. I was like, I don't watch anything. I studied the blade. Huh. All right, so everybody that just tuned in, come back because. Oh, man, we're already up to like 95 concurrent viewers. Fight and Armor, Seamstress by Night, great armor people in the chat. We had actually a great chat today. A couple other Booherd people came by. Bastion was in the house. This is my longsword. And what we're doing is a million strikes on our friend, this dummy here. So, if you just tuned in, I encourage you to come back to another one. No live tomorrow. The first live I'm taking off in almost 3 weeks. We are at 68,000 hits in 19 days. Here's our total. And it's so that I can just encourage everybody. If you want to check out anything today on TikTok, search the term Armored Combat or Booherd or like Armored MMA. You'll see what we're training for. I fight in armor. I love it. I'm trying to spread the word of the sport. So 3 more hits just for everybody. And then I got to go. Yeah, I think I was off camera. I tried to do a little a little hip twisty maneuver there. But yeah, you know, that's how hard we hit each other. It's not scripted. Unscripted combat sport. Yeah, and if you want, and John, is it Campari? You getting the final? Thank you. Thanks for hitting that like button. But I gotta go. I gotta get a shower so bad, so I can go pick up my daughter for her class. Everybody, tune in. No live stream tomorrow, but Monday, probably afternoon. I always type it in the your thoughts thing. So anyway, if you want to see, you can always check above my avatar there where we're at. I appreciate everybody who tuned in today. I know some people have been here for hours. So much love, much respect. Everybody gave those gifts. I put that little thing in the credits later. I don't encourage people that you gotta give a gift. I'm just saying if you do, in the highlight video of the day, I'll have my little special thank you section for everybody. I gotta go. I was supposed to be getting off here like an hour ago, but we had too much fun. All right, bases loaded. Thanks for the follow. Everybody, let's keep tuning in. Come back Monday. I'm off tomorrow. My first day off in 20 days. 1 million hits on the Pell, and no joke. I don't go to the gym. I just train in my armor and I fight in my armor. I have no chest muscles to prove it because I don't do any like motions like this. My shoulders and everything's sword fighting, wearing armor. No joke. You want to get in shape? Join Boo Hurt. Do Boo Hurt. Boo Hurt. All right, everybody. Much appreciated. I really got to run. See you soon.